refusing to be alive in son-in-law from the start. Qin Feng, who had just traveled to a parallel world and had not figured out the situation, sat on a wooden chair by the antique street, looking at the dinosaur in front of him with a confused look. The dinosaur had an outstanding figure of 150 and 1.5 meters, with freckles all over his face and buck teeth, and a perfect match of upturned nose and splayed eyebrows. At this moment, he was smiling at Qin Feng with a disgusting expression. "Handsome boy, our family has assets of over 100 million yuan. How about giving you a BMW and a house and becoming our son-in-law? You work as a handyman in my company, but your monthly salary is only 3,000 yuan. If you marry me, you don't even have to work hard. Get out." Qin Feng stared at the rich dinosaur coldly. As a traveler full of positive energy, how could he possibly become a son-in-law? "You are shameless even though I gave you face. Not only will I fire you, I will also let the school expel you. The dean of the Magic City University loves antiques. If you send a few antiques to him, he will have 10,000 reasons to expel you. In the Magic City, it is as easy to kill you as to kill an ant." After leaving these harsh words, the rich dinosaur woman walked away. "It's a bit tricky to expel me," Qin Feng muttered. After being expelled from the school, Qin Feng did not even have the most basic university diploma, and there would be a stain on his file, which would have a serious impact on his future. This is definitely a fatal blow to Qin Feng at the moment. Suddenly, a cold electronic sound rang in Qin Feng's mind. Ding! The rejection of pursuit system binding is successful. The time traveler Qin Feng becomes their host, and the previous dog licker Qin Feng has been successfully replaced. The system will detect and confirm the authenticity of the rejection. Every time you successfully reject a woman's pursuit, you can get a system reward. After successfully rejecting 99 women, their host will not only not be replaced, but also receive unexpected rewards. The higher the appearance of the woman rejected by their host, the richer the reward. System detection: their host has just rejected the support of the rich dinosaur woman, and their host is rewarded with the B-level ability of the treasure appraisal eye, and 1 million in cash. The treasure appraisal eye can clearly see the year, origin, and value of any antique. 1 million in cash has been received, please check it. Fuck. This is the correct way to open the time travel. Qin Feng was confused after saying it secretly. Qin Feng came to his senses and suddenly realized a serious problem. But, system, it's okay to reject the rich dinosaur woman, but I don't want to reject the beautiful woman who is so beautiful that she can make fish sink to the bottom of the water and geese fall to the ground. It doesn't matter. Reject them once and get the reward. You can chase them again. However, if you have a girlfriend, no one will chase you. If no one chases you, you can't refuse the pursuit of 99 women. In this case, I will replace you like replacing the licking dog Qin Feng. You mean, let them chase me, and then I will cruelly reject them? You might as well call it the scumbag training system. Before I met you, I was indeed called the scumbag training system. Par. At this time, Qin Feng's mobile phone rang. It was a balance change reminder text message sent by Longhua Bank. The series of zeros was particularly dazzling. Putting away his phone and glancing at the antique street where he was, Qin Feng couldn't help but raise a cynical evil smile at the corner of his mouth. Want to fire me? No way. Standing up from the bench, Qin Feng casually walked into an antique shop on the antique street. As soon as he entered the antique shop, Qin Feng's eyes fell on an old porcelain bowl with a price tag of 380,000 yuan. After looking at it intently for a moment, a line of words immediately appeared on the old porcelain bowl in front of Qin Feng: the Qin Jueluo dynasty's imperial item, made by Emperor Yongjing to set an example of thrift. The interior is carved from Heqian warm jade, and the exterior is wrapped in porcelain, with a market value of 5.8 million yuan. The eye of treasure appraisal is really amazing. How many experts can tell that this bowl is jade inside and porcelain outside? Qin Feng screamed wildly in his heart, but on the surface he smiled evilly. Swipe the card and wrap it up. Young man, you have a good eye. This is an antique from the Qin Jueluo dynasty. The shopkeeper came up and took the bank card handed over by Qin Feng with a smile, and directly swiped 380,000 yuan. After scanning the goods in the store, Qin Feng found nothing worth selling, so he walked out of the antique shop holding the jade porcelain bowl. Afterwards, Qin Feng kept shuttling between various antique shops and street stalls. Authentic blue and white porcelain from the Ming dynasty, Jingdezhen, 600,000, no bargaining. Blue and white porcelain vase from the Ming dynasty, Jingdezhen, with a poem on the vase written by the great calligrapher Dong Qichang, worth 7 million. The Eye of Appraising Treasures provided Qin Feng with information, and Qin Feng made a decisive move: swipe the card and pack it up. Young man, this jade bracelet is a treasure from the Zhou dynasty, top-grade Heqian jade, 88,000, no bargaining. It's from the Yuan and Mongolian dynasties, top-grade Lantian jade, worth 2.8 million. While the Eye of Appraising Treasures provided information, Qin Feng cut price, 8,000 for you. You and I are destined to be together, I'll sell it to you. Young man, this teapot is a good thing, the imperial teapot of the Zhou dynasty, I'll give you 1 million. It was used by a big clan in the Zhao dynasty, produced in a private kill, with a market value of 3 million. Qin Feng obtained the information of the treasure appraising eye and made another move: a broken teapot, it's just for display, and it can't be used to drink tea, so I'll give you 5,000. Young man, at least 10,000. Okay, I want it. In just a few hours, Qin Feng spent all the 1 million in his card, but he bought several priceless treasures. Holding a bunch of treasures, Qin Feng walked directly into Baibaojai, the largest and most famous antique street, and the only one that could suppress Mars' antique shop. Young man, are you looking at the goods or shipping? An old man with a white beard wearing thick glasses looked at Qin Feng with a smile. Shipment. Qin Feng carefully placed the things in his hand in front of the old man. It's best if you, Mr. Chen, personally check it out. I just have nothing to do, so I'll come and check it out. The old man named Chen Dong stroked his white beard confidently. Chen Dong, nicknamed Chen Jinyang, is recognized as the top master in the antique street. Many wealthy businessmen in Shanghai will come to Chen Dong for help. Mr. Chen, please. Qin Feng worked as a handyman in Mars' antique shop for a few days, and he still remembered the appearance of the top master in the antique street. Seeing Qin Feng so confident, Chen Dong's eyes lit up, and he prepared all the tools and began to carefully check the things Qin Feng brought. After looking at the jade bracelet that he bought for 8,000 yuan for a long time, Chen Dong suddenly raised his head, looked at Qin Feng deeply, and began to identify the teapot again. This time, Chen Dong's forehead was sweating. After asking the waiter to close the door of Baibaojai and dismissing everyone, Chen Dong let out a heavy breath and continued to look at other treasures. After looking at them all, Chen Dong couldn't help but praise Qin Feng. Young man, you have a good eye. What did old Chen see? Qin Feng said lightly. The jade bracelet and teapot are both good items, but the blue and white porcelain and bowls are not so good. Qin Feng shook his head slightly and smiled without saying anything. Young man, do you think I am short-sighted? Chen Dong narrowed his eyes. Obviously, he was very dissatisfied with Qin Feng's attitude. Chapter 2, Didn't I know the disciplined director is your apprentice? This bowl, it's made of porcelain with jade inlay, a piece from Emperor Yongzheng's collection, Qin Feng said calmly. This blue and white porcelain bowl is of average value, but the real worth is in the calligraphy. It's a genuine work of the great scholar Dong Qichang. What? Chen Dong, upon hearing this, could no longer stay calm. Is that true? True gold can withstand fire, Qin Feng shrugged and said. Chen Lao can invite a few experts to authenticate it. You're right. Chen Dong was eager. I'll contact some experts, but what about these two pieces? Qin Feng gestured to the jade bracelet and the teapot. 5 million for these two, it's a bargain for you. Well, I'll take that offer, young friend, Chen Dong said, now addressing Qin Feng more familiarly. But for the two items, I need to consult with a few friends. By the way, may I know your name? Qin Feng. Chen Dong nodded and didn't he waste time, immediately transferring 500,000 to Qin Feng's account. He then made several phone calls, summoning the top experts in his circle, especially those who specialized in the Ming and Zhou dynasties. Leave the items here. I'm heading back to school now, Qin Feng said after receiving the confirmation of the transfer. You're not worried I'll cheat you? Chen Dong smiled at him. I trust the reputation of Baibaojai and Chen Lao, Qin Feng replied nonchalantly. It's been a while since I've seen such a bold and capable young man like you, Chen Dong said, giving a thumbs up. I'll notify you the moment we have results. After exchanging contact information with Chen Dong, Qin Feng left Baibaojai and hailed a taxi to head straight to Magic City University. Just as he got out of the taxi, his phone rang. It was Chen Dong. Chen Lao, Qin Feng answered the phone calmly. Qin Xiaoyu, I'm thoroughly convinced now. Chen Dong laughed loudly. We've confirmed that the porcelain bowl and the blue and white porcelain are indeed as you said. The value of the two pieces is around 12 million. Are you going to make the purchase? Of course, Qin Feng grinned, a scheming smile appearing on his face. Good, I'll transfer the money right away. Chen Lao, just transfer 10 million. That'll be enough, Qin Feng interrupted. Qin Xiaoyu, what do you mean by that? I have a little problem that needs your help to resolve. Tell me, I'll help. The Ma family antique shop is trying to get Magic City University's Zhang Hong to expel me. Zhang Hong has been my friend for over a decade, and he's like a half-apprentice to me. I'll handle this for you as a favor, Qin Xiaoyu. The 12 million will still be transferred to you as promised. Chen Dong said quickly, I'll surely ask you for help in the future. But don't worry, I'll reward you appropriately. No problem, Qin Feng said, hanging up the phone with a devilish smile. You think Zhang Hong is your half-apprentice? I'll make sure to bring down the Ma family with your help. Qin Feng reached the dorm building, and by then, the 12 million was already in his account. In one afternoon, Qin Feng had used 1 million to make 17 million, but he didn't feel particularly moved. After all, the system had yet to give him the real shock after all. What could affect the mindset of a person who had crossed over to this new life? Having been reborn into a youthful and passionate college life, Qin Feng decided to live for himself. He would be true to the greater cause, and true to himself. That was enough. At that moment, his phone chimed. It was a message from someone saved as Baby Goddess Ning Huishan. Why didn't you make dinner for me? Why didn't you reserve a seat for me during self-study? Even through the screen, Qin Feng could feel Ning Huishan's cold tone and disdain. Who was Ning Huishan? She was the goddess that Qin Feng had pursued from his first year to third year, one of the campus beauties at Magic City University. How devoted was Qin Feng? When Ning Huishan was hungry, the food had to be ready. When Ning Huishan had a class, he had to save her a seat. When Ning Huishan finished evening study, hot water had to be prepared, and he'd wait at the dorm entrance. When Ning Huishan had morning classes, he would wake her up on time. If Ning Huishan wanted something, he'd save up for 3 months just to buy it for her. And yet, Ning Huishan neither rejected nor accepted Qin Feng. She just kept him on the hook, neither fully committing nor refusing. To put it bluntly, she treated him like a shield, a backup, a servant, or in simpler terms a dog, the ultimate dog. That's right, this Qin Feng really flipped my world upside down. He took dog to a whole new level. From now on, I'm done being a dog. Qin Feng sneered with a disdainful smile. Ning Huishan, huh? Do you think I owe you something? You really think of yourself as a goddess, don't you? Without hesitation, Qin Feng typed a response in her chat. I'm not anyone to you, so why should I be making food and reserving seats for you? What did you just say? Your words really pissed me off. You really don't have any patience, do you? I was going to give you a chance, but you didn't value it. Don't contact me again. Qin Feng stared at the messages on his phone and burst out laughing. After 3 years of being a dog, she says he has no patience. What kind of person does she think has patience? Is she angry now that he stopped being her dog? Give me a chance. You think you can fool me like you did with those other dogs? Not happening, Qin Feng scoffed, a devilish grin creeping up his face. Since you want to play games with me, I'll make sure I give you a taste of your own medicine. That's the least I can do for my new life. He quickly typed another message. You'll have a surprise in 1 hour. After putting down his phone, Qin Feng didn't head back to his dorm. Instead, he went to a nearby one. Li Meng, which restaurant around here is fancy? Qin Feng clapped Li Meng on the shoulder. What kind of fancy? Li Meng, who was playing League of Legends, turned around and eyed Qin Feng suspiciously. Of course, I'm talking about one with Australian lobster and Alaskan king crab. What the hell? Qin Feng, did you win the lottery or something? The Shangri-La Hotel near the campus is the highest end place here, and a meal there can easily cost a few thousand. If you order Australian lobster, each one will be over 10,000. Li Meng stopped playing the game and curiously asked, what are you planning? Are you taking Ning Huishan out to eat? Isn't that why you took the job? That place fits the image I want to create, Qin Feng replied simply before leaving Li Meng's dorm. Once Qin Feng left, the room was in an uproar. What the hell? What is Qin Feng up to? What else could he be doing? Setting up a big scene to confess to Ning Huishan, of course. Did he really win the lottery or something? Who knows? I've got to tell Xiaoyang if Qin Feng is taking Ning Huishan out to eat, he is definitely bringing his roommates, and we all know that means bringing family too. I'm going to have some lobster myself. Li Meng became more excited and immediately called his girlfriend, Wang Yang. Meanwhile, in Ning Huishan's dorm. After reading the last message from Qin Feng, Ning Huishan smirked disdainfully and muttered, "It's your honor to serve me by making food and reserving seats. I give you a little sweet treatment, and you still think you can have your way." Chapter 3, A Huge Surprise. The limited edition sneakers paired with tight-fitting, ankle-length jeans exposed a flawless ankle, and a pair of long, slender legs that could only be described as breathtakingly perfect. Her legs were so straight, they seemed almost unreal, and her flawless, fair oval face was striking, her delicate features easily outshining all the internet celebrities. Her beauty was absolutely a 95 out of 100. Huishan, what's going on with that guy Qin Feng today? He's got too much nerve. He actually didn't bring you food or save you a seat. Wang Yang and Zhao Yu, Huishan's roommates, started mocking Qin Feng. Huishan smiled faintly, a hint of mockery in her voice as she replied, "He said there'd be a surprise in an hour." At that moment, Wang Yang's phone rang. "Xiaoyang, it seems like Qin Feng might won the lottery. He is planning to take Ning Da's campus goddess to the Shangri-La Hotel for Australian lobsters and Alaskan king crabs. I think this guy is definitely going to confess." "What? Say that again." Wang Yang, shocked, immediately switched the phone to speaker mode and had Li Meng repeat what he just said. Qin Feng told Huishan that there would be a surprise in an hour, so this is what is going on, Wang Yang said to Li Meng. "By the way, Xiaoyang, if Qin Feng is taking the Ning Da campus goddess out, there is no way he won't bring you along. You have to make sure to take me too. Look at you, acting all shameless." Wang Yang hung up the phone and immediately started fawning over Huishan, as if she feared Huishan might not take her along. "I told you, there is no way Qin Feng would dare offend Huishan. Looks like he is really going to confess today." Huishan didn't say much but smiled even more proudly. The smug look on her face only intensified the contempt in her heart. She thought to herself, "Confess to me. Is an Australian lobster and king crabs really enough? You're just a frog dreaming of eating swan meat. You're only good enough to reserve seats and bring food." After leaving Li Meng's dorm, Qin Feng wore a cold smirk as he returned to his own room. "We've got an event tonight. Everything's on me, young Master Qin. Let us go." With a wave of his hand, Qin Feng's two roommates jumped out of their seats. They weren't even finishing their chicken anymore. "Are you serious?" The larger of the two, Liu Daqiang, a man from a rural area in the far northwest, was pure-hearted, sincere, and passionate. "Did you get paid?" The other, a thinner guy named Meng Shu, from the local area, was sharp-witted and excellent at gaming. His dream was to become a professional esports player. "I won the lottery." Qin Feng waved his hand casually and said, "Let us go to Shangri-La for drinks and then head to the best internet cafe for an all-nighter." "Really? Wow. Is it really that easy to win the lottery?" Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu both stared wide-eyed, unsure of what to believe. "All right, I'll come clean. I'm actually the heir of a big family. I'm just out here experiencing life." Qin Feng spread his hands helplessly. "Master Qin is mighty. Master Qin is awesome." Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu didn't care about what business he was talking about. As long as their roommate was cool, they were happy to follow him around and enjoy some perks. That is what friendship in college was like, simple and passionate. The three of them left the school and headed straight for the Shangri-La Hotel. Australian lobsters, Alaskan king crabs, everything they could imagine was available. They cracked open 3 cases of splayed beer, beginning their eating and drinking spree without a care in the world. Back at Magic City University, Qin Feng's plan to take Huishan to Shangri-La and confess his feelings quickly spread. Huishan's two roommates' phones were blowing up. It seemed like everyone wanted to crash Qin Feng's meal at the Shangri-La. An hour passed quickly. Led by Li Meng, dozens of students gathered under Huishan's dorm building. Why hasn't Qin Feng shown up yet? Has he chickened out? He has been a simp for 3 years, there's no way he'll chicken out now. True, once Ning Das campus goddess gives him a cold shoulder, Qin Feng will probably be trembling with fear, har har har. A group of boys gathered, mocking him from the sidelines. Meanwhile, in Huishan's dorm, it was far from peaceful. Several girls gathered around, gossiping. They all wanted to see how Qin Feng would confess to Huishan and what kind of grand gesture he would use to take her to the Shangri-La Hotel. Over an hour has passed. Why hasn't Qin Feng arrived yet? This guy isn't he going to back out, is he? With his cowardly attitude, he wouldn't dare. The girls began mocking him as well. As for Huishan, she remained calm and collected. She didn't believe for a second that Qin Feng would dare stand her up. She had him completely figured out. Wang Yang, a little upset, dialed Li Meng's number. Call Qin Feng and ask him what's going on. Why is Huishan still waiting? Downstairs at the girls' dorm, hearing Wang Yang's request, Li Meng immediately pulled out his phone and dialed Qin Feng's number. When Qin Feng, currently in the middle of his feast at Shangri-La, answered, he said with a smile, "I never said I was taking Huishan out to eat." There was a long silence on the other end. "Didn't you say you were going to make a big gesture?" After a long pause, Li Meng unwillingly asked. "Yeah, I'm at Shangri-La, eating Australian lobsters, drinking splayed, isn't that a big gesture?" "So you're not confessing to Ning Das campus goddess?" "I never said I was going to confess to her. You said you were going to give her a surprise." "I only said there would be a surprise, not that it was for her. The surprise is for Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu. After dinner, we're going to the best internet cafe to pull an all-nighter." "You?" "I'm just asking you, which restaurant is high-end? I'm treating my roommates to a meal and then taking them to the best internet cafe. Simple as that." "Alright, I'm hanging up now." Without waiting for a response, Qin Feng hung up the phone and went back to his meal. Back at Magic City University, Li Meng stood there stunned, processing the conversation. All the students gathered around, overhearing the entire exchange, stood frozen in disbelief. It wasn't until Wang Yang called again that Li Meng snapped out of his shock. "What's going on with Qin Feng?" Wang Yang asked angrily. It had been over an hour and there was still no sign of him. "Xiao Yang." Li Meng's voice came through, clearly stunned. Qin Feng said he never promised to confess to Ning Das campus goddess. He asked me which restaurant was high-end, because he was planning to treat his roommates to dinner. As for the surprise, tell Huishan to check her phone. Qin Feng never specifically said it was for her. The surprise is for Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu. After dinner, they are going to a top internet cafe to stay up all night. Before Li Meng could finish, Wang Yang angrily hung up. A deathly silence filled Huishan's dorm. Everyone seemed to have forgotten how to breathe as they stared at the main character, Huishan. Huishan's face turned from red to pale, her calm demeanor replaced by pure fury. Chapter 4, Mr. Qin doesn't give face. "Well, let's go first. I have to go play games. I haven't finished washing my clothes yet." I don't know who spoke first, but in short, this group of gossipy female classmates were already planning to leave. After all, the atmosphere here was too awkward. Ning Huishan closed her eyes and took a deep breath. When she opened her eyes again, she called Qin Feng directly. This misunderstanding was so huge that Ning Huishan felt that she had lost a lot of face. Qin Feng was the culprit. Ning Huishan must get back her lost face. When they saw Ning Huishan start making phone calls, those who wanted to leave suddenly didn't want to leave anymore. They really wanted to know the outcome of this farce. Since they were gossiping, they might as well gossip to the end. The phone rang a few times before it was connected, and Qin Feng's teasing voice was heard from the other end. "What are you doing?" "Drinking." "Qin Feng." Ning Huishan suppressed her anger. "I'll give you a chance to explain, only now." "What do you need to explain? Don't you understand what I said? When did I say I would treat you to a meal? When did I say I would confess my love to you? Even if there is a surprise, it is not for you. I was going to send it to Daqiang and Shuzi, but I accidentally sent it to the wrong person. Is that not okay? You?" Ning Huishan's chest kept heaving, and her anger had completely reached the critical point. "What do you mean by I? No matter what, you are just arrogant and self-conceited. That's enough. Don't give me a chance to explain. I don't need it. I know you are just playing tricks on me, and you have been playing tricks on me for 3 years. I only played tricks on you once, and you can't accept it. Har har. Don't contact me anymore. I won't serve you anymore. That's it. After saying that, Qin Feng hung up the phone. In Ning Huixin's dormitory, the atmosphere dropped to freezing point. Ning Huixin was holding her breath in her chest, unable to breathe out. Even her delicate hand holding the phone was shaking slightly. Wang Yang and Zhao Yu wanted to persuade him, but they had no idea where to start. To put it bluntly, this misunderstanding was just as Qin Feng said. The main reason was Ning Huixin's self-righteousness. Of course, Qin Feng was also suspected of deliberately misleading. He went to find Li Meng just to pass the message to Ning Huixin. To put it simply, this is a small trap that Qin Feng set for Ning Huixin. Is this too much? Not too much at all. After all, Qin Feng is no longer the bootlicker Qin Feng before. Ning Huixin yells at him and orders him around like a slave. Sorry, Master Qin doesn't give her face. Before they knew it, all the people who had gathered in Ning Huixin's dormitory had slipped away, leaving only Ning Huixin and 3 others in the dormitory. Qin Feng! Ning Huixin shouted in a low voice in a very inappropriate manner, and made another call unwillingly. Can't get through. Blocked. Open Weishin directly. The message cannot be sent. Also blocked. R. Qin Feng. How dare you do this to me? Ning Huixin felt unprecedented humiliation. However, she did not think there was anything wrong with what happened in the past 3 years. I don't think there is anything wrong with his attitude towards Qin Feng. He didn't even realize that Qin Feng had become different. The most important thing is that she still believes that she can play tricks on Qin Feng, but Qin Feng cannot play tricks on her, because Qin Feng is not qualified. Good news doesn't travel far, but bad news travels far and wide. Qin Feng's desperate counterattack and the bootlicker's counterattack spread throughout the school in just over 10 minutes. Ning Huixin and Qin Feng naturally became the focus of discussion. The result of this heated discussion was completely different from the previous ones. There were almost no people who mocked Qin Feng. Most people praised Qin Feng for his ability and courage. Shangri-La Hotel. The prestige of Qin Feng and the other 2 who ate and drank excessively was completely destroyed, especially in the class group. The campus hunk Qin is awesome. I heard that the beauty queen of Ning University was so angry that she cried. Congratulations to Qin Da's campus hunk for getting rid of the reputation of a bootlicker. After glancing at the rows in the group, Qin Feng quickly typed and replied in an extremely domineering manner, no big deal. After Qin Feng sent this message, for dozens of seconds, no second message appeared in the group. And after a few dozen seconds, their whole group went crazy. Overbearing. Long face. Explosion. Fuck. The above person has a low level of education, and can only say, I'll take you to the world. What else can I say about this matter except fuck? That's enough from you guys. Li Ziqing, the class monitor and one of the school beauties, said. Well, the squad leader has exploded. Let's go. The group returned to silence. However, a private message from Li Ziqing popped up on Qin Feng's WeChat account. Qin Feng, are you really not pursuing Ning Huixin anymore? You're not a loser anyway. You've persisted for 3 years, which is really rare. As school beauties, Li Ziqing is much better than Ning Huixin. At least she is sensible and can see through the essence of things. Qin Feng immediately replied to Li Ziqing, School beauty Li, are you moved too? What's the point of me being touched? It's not like you've been chasing me for 3 years. From what you said, I feel like you have a crush on me. Then do I have a chance? Qin, the school hunk. I'm laying it bare. Being handsome is indeed my biggest weakness. Qin Feng typed as he whispered, confess to me now. The reward for rejecting the school beauty will be very generous. I'm not going to chat with you anymore. I still have to review. Li Ziqing did not confess to Qin Feng as Qin Feng wished. Qin Feng was not disappointed, as there was still a long way to go. Qin Feng. Master Qin. You are my idol. Meng Shu was a little drunk. Cheers to Mr. Qin. Liu Daqiang shouted at the top of his voice. Cheers. To celebrate the new life. Qin Feng picked up the wine glass and drank it all. He ate a lot and spent more than 10,000 yuan, but for Qin Feng, it was just a drop in the bucket. After having a good meal and a few drinks, Qin Feng and the other two left the Shangri-La Hotel. Qin Feng took out his phone and called Li Meng. After all, it was Qin Feng who set the trap on purpose this time. Li Meng would definitely be severely criticized by his girlfriend Wang Yang, and Qin Feng felt a little guilty. The call was connected, and Li Meng said dejectedly, "Why are you calling me, kid? Call the people in your dorm and let's go to the Emperor Internet Cafe to stay open all night. I'll pay for it." Holy crap. Wait. I'll be there soon. Har har. Good. Youth is bitter but also passionate, and friendship between men is sometimes really simple. Qin Feng and his two companions took a taxi directly to Emperor Internet Cafe and met with the three people in Li Meng's dormitory. Emperor Internet Cafe is the highest-end internet cafe in the university town area and even in Shanghai. The overnight fee is 388 yuan per person, and the overnight fee in a single room is 888 yuan per person. Qin Feng handsomely booked a single room with 8 machines. Coupled with his handsome face, the ordinary-looking receptionist kept winking at him. Qin Feng snapped his fingers, ordered snacks and drinks worth several hundred yuan, and gave the girl at the front desk a look without making any expression, which made it even more difficult for her to extricate herself. Chapter 5. Watch me, I'm going to dunk you. This guy is so handsome. And the economic conditions seem to be good. No. I want to pursue him. How can I know the result if I don't give it a try? What if he likes my style? The receptionist, whose appearance barely passed the 60-point passing line, has been completely captivated by the handsome and generous Qin Feng. Qin Feng had already walked into the private room with a few people, turned on the computer, and started playing the game. Jump into the military base. Steal guns. Liu Daqiang shouted in a muffled voice. A shotgun and a sniper rifle, even gods would be scared when they see me. I'm talking about me. I'll take you to win the chicken, for sure. Meng Shu is best at esports. His true value can only be reflected in the gaming world. He is the esports nerd. Give me a macho gun and I'll lead you 3v97. Qin Feng also got into the state and started shouting. Don't compete with me. I'm very good at playing Yasuo mid lane. Li Meng also shouted. The girl at the front desk came in with a bunch of snacks and drinks. After distributing them, she came straight to Qin Feng. Handsome guy, do you have a girlfriend? No. So is there a chance for me to be your girlfriend? We're not a good match. The receptionist who was rejected by Qin Feng left the private room disappointed. Why do I feel like a complete scumbag? Qin Feng sighed to himself, and the system prompt sounded in his mind. Bite. System judgment, refuse to pursue success. The system rewards you with a perfect body with B-level ability and 3 million in cash. The host's body has been transformed to perfection, and its physical qualities have been developed to the limit. Qin Feng's body began to tremble wildly as if he had been electrocuted. After a few seconds, Qin Feng stood up from the gaming chair in disbelief and walked into the private bathroom in the private room. I seem to have grown taller. Qin Feng looked at himself in the mirror and took off his shirt. Mermaid line, dog waist, perfect 8-pack abs, bulging pectoral muscles. The muscles on the arms are restrained and as solid as steel. Qin Feng could clearly feel that his strength, coordination and explosive power had reached a limit. Even his height had increased by 3 or 4 centimeters, from 1.8 meters a minute ago to 83 or 84. The most exaggerated thing was that his facial features seemed to have undergone some subtle changes. His already handsome face was still heroic even after staying up all night, crushing the popular young actors. It exploded. Qin Feng raised the corner of his mouth, revealing a cynical evil smile, his whole body filled with a charming evil charm. Qin Feng turned and walked out of the bathroom. The 3 million bonus had arrived, and a new round of fighting continued. Qin Feng didn't get a single serving of chicken for the whole night. God opened the door to his good looks but closed his esports career path. The next morning, Qin Feng and his friends had a simple breakfast and returned to school to sleep, as they had no classes in the morning anyway. After Qin Feng's body was transformed, he did not feel tired at all after staying up all night. He just wanted to sleep. Qin Feng, Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu slept until noon. They left the dormitory and planned to go to the cafeteria for lunch. As soon as they reached the cafeteria door, they met a group of young people wearing the school basketball team uniforms walking out of the cafeteria. The young man in the lead grabbed the ball with one hand and came in front of Qin Feng. He was over 1.9 meters tall, half a head taller than Qin Feng. This guy is called Lu Ming, captain of the Shanghai University basketball team. He is very strong, but as for his looks, sorry, his face has nothing to do with the word looks. Are you Qin Feng? Lu Ming glanced at Qin Feng, raised his chin towards the basketball court not far away, and said disdainfully, "Do you dare to challenge me in a one-on-one duel?" Qin Feng tilted his head, with a wicked arc on the corner of his mouth. Why? Want to avenge Ning Huishan? That's right. Lu Ming did not hide it and admitted it openly. Everyone in the school knew that Lu Ming was pursuing Ning Huishan, and his challenge to Qin Feng in basketball was purely revenge. No problem. Qin Feng shrugged and walked straight towards the basketball court. Fuck. Master Qin. Are you crazy? This guy is the captain of the school team. You've only taken a few basketball elective classes. Don't be impulsive. Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu immediately began to dissuade Qin Feng, but their dissuasion was completely useless. Qin Feng seemed not to hear them and continued to walk towards the basketball court. Your courage is commendable, but I will still torture you severely. Lu Ming curled his lips and walked towards the basketball court. When Qin Feng and Lu Ming walked into the basketball court, everyone consciously gave up half of the court. The news of the one-on-one match between the school team captain and Qin Feng spread like wildfire. Although the time was short, many people gathered at the basketball court. What do you mean? This kid wants to challenge the captain in a one-on-one duel. Isn't this Qin Feng? Damn. This guy can only dribble the ball. He is Qin Feng. It's going to be a good show. The captain will definitely beat him up to vent his anger on the Ning University beauty. If things go wrong, this unlucky guy might get hurt. Is Qin Feng so handsome? It would be even more handsome if you could play basketball. Whether he can play basketball or not, he's still handsome. Love it. Heated discussions suddenly arose, and no one was optimistic about Qin Feng. At this time, a tall girl about 1.7 meters tall squeezed into the stadium. The girl was wearing a sports suit and limited edition AJ1 shoes in original colors. Her neck, exposed to the air, was pink and white, her hair was black and smooth, and her beautiful eyes seemed to be able to speak. She was full of spirit, and her delicate facial features without makeup were in no way inferior to Ning Huishan's. Especially the aura of a girl next door that she exuded, which made her stand out from the crowd. As soon as the girl appeared, the stadium exploded again. Look, it's Xiao Xiao, one of the four-school beauties. It's beautiful. What are you looking at? This is our treasure from the sports department. Oh my god, the campus beauty of Xiao University is from the sports department. Sports broadcasting major, any questions? No problem. The discussions around him made Xiao Xiao lower her head shyly, but her eyes were always on the basketball in Lu Ming's hand. Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu, both with grim expressions on their faces, just looked at Xiao Xiao twice more. They were more worried about Qin Feng. Because this is not an ordinary one-on-one match. Just like what that group of people said, Lu Ming will definitely use tricks and even hurt Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng was dismissive of this. He just stood 3 points away, jumped a few times, and then ran on the spot. After all this tossing and turning, Qin Feng's heart was also in turmoil. This physical fitness is amazing. Qin Feng looked at his hands in shock. He could feel that his body had really been transformed by the system to an exaggerated degree. After glancing at Qin Feng with a complicated expression, he couldn't help but look at the energetic Xiao Xiao a few more times. Then, Lu Ming showed off his skills, dribbled the ball, accelerated, took a run and jumped into the air. He was like a soaring eagle, grabbed the ball with both hands and rushed towards the basket. Bang! Lu Ming dunked the basketball into the blue frame. Relying on his extraordinary jumping ability, Lu Ming demonstrated a powerful slam dunk in public. The performance was perfect. Of course, he mainly wanted to perform it for Xiao Xiao. What? Lu Ming is pursuing Ning Huishan? But this does not prevent Lu Ming from showing off in front of Xiao Xiao, whose appearance also scores 95 points. So handsome. Boys who can play basketball are still more handsome. Captain is mighty. I'll knock Qin Feng down for a while. Humiliate him severely, The boys' roars and the girls' shouts intertwined together, but Xiao Xiao remained silent. Lu Ming's dunk attracted all of Qin Feng's few supporters to his side, and the situation became completely one-sided. Qin Feng blinked and looked at Lu Ming as if he was an idiot. Boy, this is called a slam dunk. Lu Ming stared at Qin Feng, who had a complicated expression, and said arrogantly, "Dare to make Huishan cry, I will make you pay the price, you lick dog. Aren't you a bootlicker now?" Qin Feng was not angry at all, he just asked Lu Ming with a smile. "You?" Lu Ming was speechless, because his current behavior was indeed that of a bootlicker. Listen carefully, the rules are very simple. If you can score 1 goal before I score 5 goals, you win. You attack first. How about that? I didn't bully you, did I? Lu Ming changed the subject and threw the ball directly to Qin Feng outside the 3-point line. After dribbling the ball a few times, Qin Feng's mouth immediately drew up a wicked smile. He glanced at Lu Ming, who was extremely conceited and had already stepped into the free throw line, and sneered, "Watch out, I'm going to kill you with a slam dunk." Chapter 6 Completely Crushing. The news that Qin Feng, who had only taken a few elective basketball classes, had a one-on-one fight with Lu Ming, the captain of the Magic City University basketball team, had spread throughout the school, and the WeChat group and the school forum had completely exploded. Lu Ming led our school's team to the top 16 in the Magic City University League last year. This is a completely one-sided massacre. Lu Ming just wanted to avenge the beauty of Ning University. That's right. Qin Feng made the Ning University campus beauty lose face yesterday. Lu Ming can beat Qin Feng up today. I guess the Ning University campus beauty will most likely be with Lu Ming. What are you talking about? Let's go watch the game. That's right, we'll be done in a bit. Almost the entire school was discussing the one-on-one basketball game between Qin Feng and Lu Ming, and many people had already gone to the basketball court. Especially in the cafeteria closest to the basketball court, many people put down their chopsticks and gathered at the basketball court. Ning Huishan's dormitory. Huishan, look, Lu Ming, a senior from the physical education department, has begun to avenge you. In a one-on-one basketball duel with Qin Feng will definitely be beaten badly. Wang Yang and Zhao Yu were frantically refreshing the forum and broadcasting the event in real time for Ning Huishan. Ning Huishan didn't say anything, she was in a very low mood. She hated Qin Feng very much, but she didn't like Lu Ming either because he was too ugly. However, comparing Lu Ming and Qin Feng, Ning Huishan actually hopes that Lu Ming can severely abuse Qin Feng. At the same time, the basketball court was packed with people. Although the news was just spread not long ago, the number of people gathered here actually reached hundreds. People gathered in groups of 3 or 5 to discuss the matter, and the focus of the discussion was nothing more than 3 points: Qin Feng's appearance, Lu Ming's ball skills, and Ning Huishan. On the basketball court. What did you just say? Lu Ming exaggeratedly put his hands on his ears and shouted in an unusually pretentious manner, "You said you were going to kill me with a slam dunk. Do you have the jumping ability to slam dunk? Do you have the skills to break through my defense?" As soon as Lu Ming finished speaking, boos arose from all around. Of course, the boos were directed at Qin Feng. "Boy, come over here, I will show you what it means to cover the hot pot." Lu Ming arrogantly hooked his finger at Qin Feng, his face full of arrogance and disdain. Qin Feng shrugged disapprovingly and dribbled the ball into Lu Ming's defensive area. This one-on-one match with a huge disparity in strength began. The people gathered around the basketball court subconsciously closed their mouths and stared at the 2 people on the basketball court. After Qin Feng entered Lu Ming's defensive area, he did not show off his skills like Lu Ming, because he had no skills at all. He just took the most basic back to the basket posture, protecting the ball while leaning against Lu Ming with his body. "Want to play post-up against me? With your small body?" Lu Ming sneered and pressed his body directly against Qin Feng. Qin Feng looked tall and strong, but compared with Lu Ming, he seemed smaller, so Lu Ming didn't take Qin Feng seriously at all. However, when Lu Ming's body leaned against Qin Feng, he swallowed the second half of his sentence. Because Lu Ming felt like he was facing an armored vehicle and had no power to fight back at all. Qin Feng pushed forward with 1 step, and Lu Ming retreated with 1 step. With the advantage in size and strength, he was completely helpless against Qin Feng's simplest back-to-the-basket singles. Back off? Qin Feng can rush into the basket without restraint. What if Qin Feng makes the shot? Hard cap. It's simply unbearable. The power displayed by Qin Feng completely crushes Lu Ming. Steal the ball. When Lu Ming tried to steal the ball during the head-on collision with Qin Feng, his body would inevitably lose balance. At that time, it is very likely that he would fail to steal the ball and fall directly, which would be embarrassing. After some thought, Lu Ming finally decided to use all his strength to continue to fight Qin Feng. But Qin Feng was still pushing forward with one step, and Lu Ming was still retreating with one step. Facing Qin Feng, whose body has been transformed, Lu Ming is really not good enough. In just a few seconds, Lu Ming was pushed to the basket by Qin Feng. At this moment, Qin Feng's whole body suddenly sank, holding the ball with both hands, and jumped vertically facing Lu Ming's defense, rushing towards the basket like a rocket taking off. Fuck. What is he going to do? Are you really going to dunk and kill Lu Ming? This bounce is so fucking terrifying. The moment Qin Feng flew up, the silent basketball court suddenly exploded. The sounds erupting all around also completely stimulated Lu Ming. This guy gritted his teeth and jumped vertically, trying to block Qin Feng. However, Qin Feng's jumping ability was too amazing. Lu Ming raised his arm, but it only reached Qin Feng's elbow. He was unable to stop Qin Feng's dunk. Bang! Qin Feng slammed the basketball into the basket with both hands. His slam dunk was even more shocking than Lu Ming's, and even the basketball hoop began to tremble. Lu Ming collided with Qin Feng's body in the air, and was knocked away by Qin Feng. He fell heavily to the ground, with his arms and knees scratched. He looked extremely embarrassed. With a click, Qin Feng landed steadily on the ground. He glanced down at Lu Ming, who was half lying on the ground, shook his finger contemptuously, turned around without saying a word, and walked straight out of the basketball court without even bothering to look at Lu Ming. In this one-on-one match, Qin Feng completely crushed Lu Ming. The deathly silence lasted for about 3 seconds. Suddenly, the volcano erupted. Fuck. Qin Feng dunked over Lu Ming. He even dunked over Lu Ming. With a height of just over 1.8 meters, can he slam dunk from a vertical jump? Isn't his jumping ability too terrifying? He has already crushed most of the domestic professional players. Bull beep. Explosion. Qin Feng is so handsome. Love it, love it. I'm going to chase him. Forget it. Qin University's school hunk doesn't even like Ning University's school belle, how can he like us? Then I'll be his fan. Qin, the school hunk, look at this, I'm your die-hard fan. The shouts like a landslide and tsunami resounded throughout the basketball court. Xiao Xiao, who was in the crowd, stared at the basketball rolling on the ground in amazement. She subconsciously covered her lips with her slender hands, and her heart was filled with a storm of emotion. I'm sure that his strength, jumping ability, and explosiveness have already crushed most domestic professional players. His physical fitness is even better than some athletes in the US Professional League. His dribbling movements were very awkward, and his dunks were completely based on his physical fitness. He has no skills at all. He probably doesn't know how to play basketball. If he can receive systematic training, he will definitely be able to. Those smart eyes finally shifted from the basketball to Qin Feng. Xiao Xiao suddenly felt her heartbeat speeding up. He's so handsome. No one knows what Xiao Xiao is thinking. While everyone's attention was focused on Qin Feng, Xiao Xiao quietly left the basketball court. Chapter 7, The Man of the Year. Qin Feng walked out of the basketball court slowly, not caring about the cheers around him. He only cared about whether someone would come to confess his love to him. However, he even slapped the school beauty in the face, which invisibly set a threshold for ordinary girls and made them stay away from it. Master Qin, you are awesome. Fuck. Someone uploaded the video of the dunk over Lu Ming to the internet. You're famous. Liu Daqiang and Meng Shu followed Qin Feng like his fans and walked towards the cafeteria. Qin Feng and his two companions had just walked to the cafeteria entrance when they happened to meet Mu Yan, a classmate walking towards them from the teaching building, and Li Ziqing, one of the foremost beautiful girls at Magic City University and Qin Feng's class monitor. Qin Feng. Li Ziqing called out to Qin Feng and said with a smile, "What a coincidence, I bumped into you here. I just happened to have something to talk to you about." Li Ziqing is 1.73 meters tall, with long hair cascading down her shoulders. The casual sports suit cannot hide her graceful and proud figure. She has willow-shaped eyebrows, a sharp nose, an oval face, and skin as white and tender as winter snow. Her appearance is in no way inferior to Ning Huishan and Xiao Xiao. Ning Huishan has a pair of extremely long legs. When Xiao Xiao's beautiful eyes, which are full of spirit and shyness, are electrifying, no one can resist them. Li Ziqing, on the other hand, wanted to have a front and a back. Comprehensively speaking, she is definitely better than Ning Huishan and Xiao Xiao, and can be called a beauty with a score of 96. As for Mu Yan, who came with Li Ziqing, she was Li Ziqing's roommate. Her appearance was just barely passing, and she usually looked down on Qin Feng's dog-licking behavior. What does the campus beauty Li want from me? Qin Feng looked at Li Ziqing with a smile. No matter how he looked at it, Qin Feng felt that Li Ziqing was more pleasing to the eye than Ning Huishan. We just came out of the counselor's office. The counselor said that the school will hold a basketball game in the near future, which will be held by department. There are not many boys in our management department. I see that you are tall and strong, so why don't you participate? Li Ziqing's smile is very warm and friendly. She is a typical classical beauty, gentle yet dignified. Sergeant, you found the right person. Liu Daqiang laughed in a muffled voice. As soon as Liu Daqiang finished speaking, Mu Yang said sarcastically, "Who are you looking for?" Qin Feng has only taken a few basketball elective classes in the past 3 years. Hasn't he been hanging around Ning Huishan from the foreign languages department most of the time? I came to him just because he's tall and strong, and I just want to make up the number. Oh, and there's you, Liu Daqiang, too. Yan, we are all classmates, you can't talk like that. Li Ziqing whispered to Mu Yang. Mu Yang turned his head away disapprovingly, looking as if he didn't want to pay any attention to Qin Feng. Qin Feng didn't say anything, but Meng Shu refused to accept it. Didn't you check the forum and WeChat group? Meng Shu sneered, open it now and apologize to Qin Feng. Apologize? Why should I apologize to him? Mu Yang's face turned cold and he had no intention of opening his phone at all. We just came out of the counselor's office and haven't checked the forum or WeChat group. Li Ziqing said as he curiously took out his phone, opened the WeChat group, and then clicked on a video that was recently uploaded in the group. A few seconds later, Li Ziqing widened her beautiful eyes, stared at Qin Feng, and handed the phone to Mu Yang stiffly. What the hell? Mu Yang glanced at it disapprovingly. After saying just 4 words, she completely froze in place. It took a long while for Li Ziqing to come back to his senses. He let out a long breath and was about to say something when Lu Ming, who had just been dunked by Qin Feng, quickly ran towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng. Lu Ming gritted his teeth, feeling a little embarrassed, and finally said to Qin Feng, on behalf of the school basketball team, I invite you to join. If you are willing to join, we will definitely be able to reach the quarterfinals this year, or even the semifinals. Qin Feng looked at Lu Ming with surprise. This guy had just been humiliated by Qin Feng, but he adjusted himself so quickly and even came over to recruit Qin Feng to join him. Seeing Qin Feng staring at him, Lu Ming simply gave it a go. His head was already lowered anyway, wouldn't it be a loss if he didn't finish what he was going to say? The top 16 is the best result since the founding of Magic City University. I want the basketball team to break through history. With the current lineup, we can't even make it to the round of 16, let alone make history. I'm already a senior, this year is my last chance, I don't want to graduate with regrets. I really love basketball. I hope you can join the basketball team and help the school break through history. Lu Ming stared at Qin Feng sincerely. There is decadence and also passion. There are regrets, but also hope. This is youth. Then let's just play for fun. Qin Feng looked at Lu Ming deeply and shrugged indifferently. Thank you. Lu Ming smiled sincerely at Qin Feng and then ran back to the basketball court. Lu Ming's sudden intervention left Li Ziqing and Mu Yang dumbfounded, especially Mu Yang, whose face turned red. The captain of the school team regards Qin Feng as a life-saving straw to break through history, but you say that our master Qin is just making up the numbers. Meng Shu's words were not vague at all. If he didn't have these skills, how could he argue with others in the game? Mu Yang lowered his head in shame. I'm sorry, Qin Feng. Looking up at Qin Feng again, Mu Yang suddenly discovered that Qin Feng, when he was not revolving around Ning Huishan, was actually very handsome. Especially after watching the dunk video and then looking at Qin Feng, Mu Yang's heart beat faster than before. But Qin Feng is the guy who doesn't even give face to the school bell. Mu Yan sighed secretly and suppressed the throbbing in her heart to a corner where even she couldn't find it. Only after seeing Mu Yan apologize did Meng Shu give up. Li Ziqing looked at Mu Yan curiously, and then looked at Qin Feng meaningfully. With you here, our department may be able to get rid of the title of the last in the sports world this year. What Li Ziqing said was true. There have never been many male students in the management department. The management department of Shanghai University is known as a useless sports department, and all the projects related to sports have always been at the bottom of the list. It's okay to participate. Are there any benefits? Qin Feng gave a wicked smile. I'll treat you to a meal. Li Ziqing smiled softly and pointed to the cafeteria. Okay. Qin Feng smiled evilly, and then 3 men and 2 women walked into the cafeteria. Li Ziqing was very generous. He served 6 dishes and a soup. They all started eating while chatting and laughing. All the previous awkwardness was swept away. The video of Qin Feng dunking over Lu Ming spread throughout the Magic City University, and he became the most popular figure in the Magic City University. Even Ning Huishan, who was in the dormitory, saw the video. Ning Huishan watched the video on her mobile phone over and over again, repeatedly confirming whether the man who dunked over Lu Ming in the video was Qin Feng. In the end, Ning Huishan was sure. That man is Qin Feng. How could he play basketball? Ning Huishan was shocked. In her impression, Qin Feng was just a poor boy with nothing good except being handsome, and he was also a bootlicker. Zhao Yu and Wang Yang looked at each other, but neither of them spoke, because they didn't know what to say. Chapter 8. I really don't want to pay attention to you. After a pleasant lunch, Qin Feng, Li Ziqing and 4 others went to the classroom together. There was an advanced mathematics class in the afternoon. The teacher was the Dean of Studies, Zhang Hong, who was usually very busy and missed a class of the Foreign Languages department. Therefore, this advanced mathematics class was taught by both the management department and the Foreign Languages department together. Qin Feng and 4 other students walked into the classroom. As it was still early, there were only a few students waiting for class inside. However, as soon as Qin Feng appeared, everyone's eyes turned to him. Some people looked at him because of Qin Feng, while others looked at him because of Li Ziqing. Li Ziqing laughed tenderly and said to Qin Feng in a low voice, "The school hunk is indeed worthy of his reputation. He is really attractive. Then am I attractive to you?" A cynical and evil smile appeared on Qin Feng's lips. "What do you guess?" Li Ziqing winked at Qin Feng playfully. The 2 of them tacitly did not continue the topic, but chose a row of seats at the back. The 5 of them sat down separately. Of course, Qin Feng and Li Ziqing sat next to each other. "Qin Feng, we will have a big class together with the Foreign Languages department later. Aren't you embarrassed?" Li Ziqing blinked curiously, and her long eyelashes trembled, which was very beautiful. "I shouldn't be the one who should be embarrassed, right?" Qin Feng naturally understood that Li Ziqing was referring to the incident of taking classes with Ning Huishan. "So you really don't want to pursue her anymore?" "I don't like her." Li Ziqing and Qin Feng were chatting idly. However, no one noticed that Mu Yan, who was standing next to him, had a very complicated expression on his face. "Qin Feng doesn't even like Ning Huishan, so I have even less hope. Forget it, being classmates is also good." Mu Yan was relieved, and when she looked at Qin Feng again, her eyes became clear. If Qin Feng knew about this, he would probably be very angry. For Qin Feng, who is handsome and now worth a lot of money, rejecting the pursuit of 99 people is neither difficult nor easy. However, what Qin Feng did not expect was that most of the suitors backed off because of Ning Huishan. This increased the difficulty of Qin Feng's task of rejecting the pursuit of 99 people to the limit. Unconsciously, more and more people gathered in the classroom, but many boys stood in the corridor and did not choose to enter the classroom to find seats. This situation did not change until Ning Huishan appeared. After Ning Huishan walked into the classroom, the first person she saw was Qin Feng, who was talking and laughing with Li Ziqing. However, Qin Feng didn't even look at Ning Huishan, as if he treated Ning Huishan as heir, which made Ning Huishan very angry. She chose a seat a few rows away from Qin Feng out of spite. After Ning Huishan, Zhao Yu and Wang Yang took their seats, the group of boys in the corridor immediately swarmed into the classroom, directly distributing themselves in front, behind, and around Ning Huishan. It turned out that this group of guys were waiting for Ning Huishan to choose a seat, and then chose a seat near Ning Huishan. Ning Huishan glanced proudly at the boys surrounding her, and finally a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. As if showing off, Ning Huishan turned her head to look at Qin Feng. She had intended to show off to Qin Feng, but when she turned her head, she found that Qin Feng was not looking at her at all, but was chatting happily with Li Ziqing, which made Li Ziqing laugh. Seeing this scene, Ning Huishan became even angrier. After all, Li Ziqing's looks were comparable to hers, but his figure was better than hers. A bootlicker who only follows me around actually dares to go find Li Ziqing? Do you want to tell others that I am not as good as her? Ning Huishan's thoughts became more and more extreme, but she did not notice it herself. What happened last night made Ning Hui feel angry, and at this moment, this anger finally exploded. Ning Huishan was furious and wanted to question Qin Feng directly. She even thought that as long as she put on a cold face like before, Qin Feng would obediently roll back and continue to revolve around her. With a swoosh, Ning Huishan stood up from her seat. Everyone's attention was drawn to Ning Huishan's sudden action. Qin Feng! Come here! Ning Huishan had a cold face and shouted angrily at Qin Feng. There were hundreds of people sitting in the classroom, but at this moment, it was so quiet that it made people uneasy. Coincidentally, everyone's eyes fell on Qin Feng, including Li Ziqing. It seems that everyone is very curious about how Qin Feng will respond to Ning Huishan. Qin Feng leaned back in his chair, a wicked smile on his handsome face. Why should I go over there? Are we familiar with each other? You? Ning Huishan never expected that Qin Feng would talk to her in this way. For a moment, she was speechless. What's wrong with me? Qin Feng shrugged and said indifferently, do you have something to talk to me about? Then come over. Oh. Sorry, there is no room around me, you'd better not come over, I really don't want to bother with you. As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, intermittent sneers of laughter rang out in the classroom. At this moment, Ning Huishan felt unprecedented humiliation. At this moment, Ning Hui felt that her dignity and face had been trampled upon by Qin Feng. What she could not accept the most was that the instigator of everything was actually her former bootlicker Qin Feng. Ning Huishan stood there in a daze, looking distraught. At this moment, a crisp voice broke the strange atmosphere in the classroom. Excuse me, is Qin Feng here? At the first moment, everyone shifted their gaze to the direction where the voice came from, and saw the smart Xiao, standing at the door of the classroom, with a blush on her pretty face that was so beautiful that it was breathtaking. Oh my god, 3 of the 4 most beautiful girls on campus are here. And they are all looking for Qin Feng. It exploded. A burst of whistles and shouts immediately rang out in the classroom, causing Xiao Xiao to lower his head shyly. Hey! The school beauty is looking for you. Li Ziqing nudged Qin Feng with her elbow. Although she was smiling, there was a hint of bitterness hidden in her smile. You are also a school belle, why haven't you taken the initiative to look for me? Qin Feng teased Li Ziqing, then stood up and walked towards the door. When passing by Ning Huishan, Qin Feng didn't even look at her. However, Qin Feng's actions have already slapped Ning Huishan in the face. The result of Ning Huishan's look for Qin Feng was that he was too lazy to move and publicly stated that he didn't want to pay attention to Ning Huishan. When Xiao Xiao went to find Qin Feng took the initiative to walk out. The gap between the two is obvious. Ning Huishan's whole body was trembling, as if she had suffered a great injustice. She picked up her bag and ran out of the classroom. As Qin Feng walked out of the classroom and came to the corridor, Ning Huishan rushed out and quickly passed by Qin Feng and Xiao Xiao, scaring Xiao Xiao. What's wrong with her? Xiao Xiao blinked. This guy has a problem with his brain. Qin Feng curled his lips in disdain, and looked at Xiao Xiao with a wicked smile. Beauty, what do you want from me? Chapter 9 Rejecting the School Beauty. Qin Feng was very close to Xiao Xiao. The distance between them was only 2 palms away. Qin Feng could even smell the faint fragrance emanating from Xiao Xiao. It's like this. Xiao Xiao lowered his head a little embarrassedly. I want to tell you a story. Tell a story. Qin Feng was stunned. This answer really confused him. I'm all ears. Many years ago, there was a very good professional basketball player in China. He broke countless records, but he never won a championship, or even made it to the finals. At the end of his career, he finally led his team to the finals and won the first 3 games of the best-of-7 series. He was just 1 step away from the championship he had been pursuing all his life. However, before the 4th game, he was involved in a car accident on the way to the stadium and died. Xiao Xiao's eyes were slightly red and he felt a little depressed. That man is your father, right? Qin Feng had already guessed the result. After adjusting her breathing, Xiao Xiao nodded vigorously. Then, she bravely raised her head and faced Qin Feng. Qin Feng, are you willing to be my boyfriend? I can help you become the best basketball player and fulfill my father's unfulfilled wish together. You scared me. I thought she wanted me to be her father, but it turns out she wanted to pursue me. Qin Feng said in his heart, but his expression was a little cold. I think what you really like is basketball, not me. You just want me to help you fulfill your father's unfulfilled wish. Qin Feng's words made Xiao Xiao's expression dim. She lowered her head again and asked in a low voice, So, I refuse. Qin Feng shook his head. Sorry to disturb you in class. Xiao Xiao bowed slightly to Qin Feng, turned around and ran away quickly. Actually, if you want me to help you, I don't need to use your method. Qin Feng looked at the direction where Xiao Xiao disappeared and murmured to himself. Bite. System detection completed, host rejection successful. Get the reward, S-Class Super Intelligent Brain. Qin Feng waited for a long time, but the system did not give any prompts. That's it? Where's the money? And what's the super intelligent computer for? Qin Feng couldn't help but complain, I rejected such a beautiful school beauty, do you know how much my heart aches? Is this the only reward I get? The system replied indifferently, feel the power of the super intelligent brain first, then talk to this system. In an instant, Qin Feng felt as if he had been electrocuted, and his whole body began to tremble violently. At first, Qin Feng leaned against the wall. 3 seconds later, Qin Feng sat directly on the ground, his back completely soaked with cold sweat. Qin Feng now has a strange feeling. His brain is clearer than ever before, even ethereal, as if his whole body has suddenly been sublimated. However, Qin Feng did not find anything so amazing about the super intelligent brain. At least he did not think it was more amazing than the treasure-appraising eye and the perfect body. I was tricked by you. Qin Feng muttered unhappily, and then walked into the classroom. Mr. Qin, what does the school beauty Xiao want to see you for? Did you confess your feelings? Before Qin Feng sat down, Mengshu and Liu Daqiang started gossiping. Even Li Ziqing tilted his head curiously and stared at Qin Feng with a smile. Even the hundreds of people in the classroom were quietly waiting for Qin Feng to announce the answer. Chapter 10 Super Brain. Before Qin Feng could speak, a cough suddenly came into the classroom. Then, a plump middle-aged man in a suit and tie walked in. He was Zhang Hong, the Dean of Discipline at Magic City University. As soon as Zhang Hong came in, the hundreds of people gathered in the classroom stopped gossiping and immediately started listening attentively. Zhang Hong put the materials on the desk. Without even calling out the name, he turned around and started writing on the blackboard. Not long after, a math problem appeared on the blackboard. Classmates, this is a question I just found. It's very interesting. You can try to solve it. Zhang Hong threw the chalk on the table. It took me 10 minutes to solve this question. I want to know how long it will take you to solve it. Everyone looked at the question on the blackboard, and for a moment, the classroom became extremely quiet. Oh my god, real variable function. Li Ziqing exclaimed in a low voice, and then he lay down on the table and wrote quickly, listing a large number of formulas. Qin Feng didn't think much about it, but just glanced at the question on the blackboard. With just one glance, Qin Feng's brain started working frantically. Various assumptions, theories and arguments flashed through his mind. The next second, Qin Feng got the answer, E is 1. Qin Feng was extremely shocked and subconsciously pulled out another book from Li Ziqing's desk. It was a book on multiple languages that Li Ziqing had been self-studying. After just a few glances, a flood of words poured into Qin Feng's mind. After a few seconds, Qin Feng suddenly discovered that he had mastered the languages of 5 countries. Is this the power of a super intelligent brain? Awesome. Oh. Qin Feng was extremely shocked and exclaimed in the silent classroom. This extremely abrupt voice attracted everyone's attention to Qin Feng, including Zhang Hong. Classmate, what's wrong with you? Zhang Hong frowned and said with some displeasure. E is 1. Qin Feng blurted out subconsciously. Is this guy crazy? Does he really think he can solve real variable function problems? I know him. He is a poor student. I've been following Ninghuishan around for 3 years and my studies have been neglected. The director took 10 minutes to solve the problem, but he only took 10 seconds. That doesn't have to be so exaggerated, right? As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, the students in the classroom began to mock him. There is no doubt that everyone regarded Qin Feng as a big-name wolf who pretended to know everything. Everyone thinks that Qin Feng has been too arrogant recently and seems to have forgotten who he is. There is no way. After all, the Qin Feng in the past was really a poor student, otherwise he wouldn't have to work as a handyman in an antique shop. Write your solution to the problem on the blackboard. Zhang Hong adjusted his glasses and his tone became much softer. Qin Feng didn't waste any words. He walked directly to the podium, picked up the chalk, and started writing on the blackboard according to the information that flashed through his mind. In 2 minutes, Qin Feng filled half of the blackboard with his ideas for solving the problem. At this time, the classroom had fallen into complete silence. Even Zhang Hong widened his eyes and stared at Qin Feng in shock. Zhang Hong took a deep breath and then asked, "Classmate, you haven't done this question before, have you?" "No." Qin Feng said truthfully. "I'll give you another question." Zhang Hong, as if he didn't believe in evil, wrote a more difficult question on the blackboard. Moreover, this was written by Zhang Hong after he modified some details based on a difficult question. Zhang Hong dared to guarantee that this question did not appear in any textbook or exercise book. Qin Feng only glanced at it twice, then picked up the chalk and began to answer, "If alpha, beta is a constituent interval of the open set G on the straight line." In 5 minutes, Qin Feng filled the other half of the blackboard with perfect answers. Chapter 11, The Counterattack of the Bad Student. In the silent classroom, everyone's eyes were fixed on Zhang Hong. Why didn't you look at Qin Feng? Because everyone is waiting for Zhang Hong to announce the answer. Genius. Absolutely a genius. Zhang Hong couldn't help but exclaimed as he stared at the solution process on the blackboard. As soon as Zhang Hong finished speaking, their whole audience was in an uproar. What's going on? Qin Feng got the answer right. Isn't he a poor student? How could he possibly answer this kind of question correctly? Did you notice the time Qin Feng took to answer the questions? Oh my god, is he really a genius? The poor student has made a comeback. I don't believe Qin Feng suddenly became a genius. Even Zhang Hong's class couldn't stop everyone from being amazed. A person who has been a poor student for 3 years suddenly turns around and becomes a top student, and is even praised as a genius by Zhang Honglian. How can this not shock people? Okay, I'm going to show my cards. Qin Feng stood on the podium and spread his hands arrogantly. I'm self-taught, and the questions in the postgraduate entrance examination are not difficult for me. If you are not passionate, can you still be called a young person? How can we be considered young without being arrogant? It was not until this time that Zhang Hong reacted and said to Qin Feng in surprise, "Are you Qin Feng?" "It's me." Qin Feng smiled. He knew what Zhang Hong meant by this sentence. "You kid." Zhang Hong patted Qin Feng's shoulder vigorously and said meaningfully, "Even if Mr. Chen didn't look for me, I wouldn't do anything to a genius like you. By the way, there will be a high-level mathematics competition next month, and you have to represent our school to participate." "No problem." Qin Feng agreed to Zhang Hong's request without hesitation. With a super-intelligent brain, is competition still a problem? I just don't know what kind of surprises the super-intelligent brain will bring to Qin Feng. Suddenly, Qin Feng's cell phone rang, and when he looked at the contact, it turned out to be Chen Dong. "Director." Qin Feng placed the phone in front of Zhang Hong. "Answer it." Zhang Hong laughed. Qin Feng answered the phone generously. "Mr. Chen, what's the matter?" "Friend Qin, do you have time? I have something here that I need your help to take a look at. Also, a few old guys are very interested in you and want to meet you." "What do you mean?" Chen Dong's voice came from the phone. Not only Qin Feng could hear it, but even Zhang Hong could hear it. "The opportunity has come. I will bury Mars Antique Shop with my own hands today." Qin Feng secretly rejoiced, but did not speak. Zhang Hong on the side kept winking at Qin Feng with envy. "Okay, I'll be there right away." Qin Feng hung up the phone and looked at Zhang Hong with a smile. "Mr. Chen asked me to come over to help with this lesson. My class is meaningless to you." Zhang Hong whispered to Qin Feng enviously, "The people that Mr. Chen mentioned are all big names in the antique world of Magic City. Qin Feng, if you have the chance, please introduce them to me. It's what I should do. Qin Feng coaxed Zhang Hong into smiling without any mistakes. Qin Feng swaggered out of the classroom under the envious and jealous gazes of everyone. No one noticed that Li Ziqing's gaze towards Qin Feng became complicated and surprised. After walking out of the classroom, Qin Feng met an acquaintance at the entrance of the teaching building. It was Ning Huishan, who had left early. As if he didn't see her at all, Qin Feng walked calmly past Ning Huishan. Qin Feng. Ning Huishan called Qin Feng with a very complicated tone. Qin Feng stopped, turned sideways, and glanced at Ning Huishan with his head tilted. If you have something to say it quickly. If you have something to say, fart quickly. Chapter 12 Ace Killer and Super Soldier King. You? Ning Huishan pointed at Qin Feng angrily, and her lotus root jade arm couldn't help but tremble slightly. However, Ning Huishan quickly adjusted her mood, suppressed the anger in her heart, and said to Qin Feng in a calm tone, Qin Feng, why did you become like this? Weren't we very good before? You rejected Xiao Xiao. I know you must be waiting for me. Ning Huishan did not leave just now, and hid to eavesdrop on the conversation between Qin Feng and Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao, who is also a school beauty, suddenly pursues Qin Feng, which makes Ning Hui feel a little nervous. Especially, Qin Feng has made Ning Huishan lose face recently. The person who tied the bell must be the one to untie it. If Ning Huishan wants to regain her face, she can only start with Qin Feng. After careful consideration, Ning Huishan decided to give in, even if it meant becoming Qin Feng's boyfriend or girlfriend. She firmly believed that as long as she gave Qin Feng some sweetness, he would become the bootlicker he used to be. Ning Huishan had to save face first before dumping Qin Feng. Revenge has been taken, hatred has been relieved, and anger has subsided. What a perfect ending! After hearing what Ning Huishan said, Qin Feng couldn't help but laugh. He was really curious about what was in Ning Huishan's mind. However, in Ning Huishan's eyes, Qin Feng's smile was a gesture of goodwill. Ning Hui immediately felt relieved and said, Qin Feng, I am willing to accept your pursuit and become your girlfriend. If it were the Qin Feng of the past, he would definitely be so excited that he would take off. But the problem is that Qin Feng is no longer the same Qin Feng as before. You want to be my girlfriend? Qin Feng sneered and said, You want to be my girlfriend? Okay. Now, go get a room and bring some stockings. Before Qin Feng finished speaking, Ning Huishan, who could no longer control her anger, burst out, Scumbag. Bad girl. Qin Feng said calmly to Ning Huishan. You are shameless. You're a green tea. You? That's enough. Qin Feng waved his hand, not giving Ning Huishan a chance to speak, and gave her a disdainful look. I wouldn't even bother to touch a piece of shit like you even if you're wearing a uniform and black stockings. After saying that, Qin Feng ignored Ning Huishan, who was shaking with anger, and walked straight out of the school gate. Bite. System audit completed, refused to pursue success. Congratulations to their host for obtaining the S-level abilities of Ace Killer and Super Soldier King. There are only 4 of you. You need to work harder. This series of system notification sounds surprised Qin Feng. Does this mean I have successfully rejected Ning Huishan? Of course, if she wants to be your girlfriend, you tell her that you won't even bother to touch her even if she wears a uniform and black stockings, even if you refuse to pursue success. The system responded. Within half a day, he successfully rejected the pursuit of 2 school beauties in succession, which made Qin Feng very happy. I have a general understanding of the capabilities of the super intelligent brain. It is indeed amazing that it can fully comprehend knowledge in various fields. Then can you explain this Killer and Soldier King? Qin Feng is looking forward to the newly unlocked abilities. The capabilities of the super intelligent brain are similar to what you think. It can instantly integrate knowledge from books and theories, including various disciplines, languages, and even scientific research and bioengineering. But super intelligent brains can't help with those diverse skills that require practice, such as driving skills, cooking, music, etc. And the Ace Killer and Super Soldier King, to put it simply, means that you have the abilities of a killer and a super soldier king. Fighting, wrestling, Thai boxing, taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, grappling, tracking, counter-reconnaissance, firearms, assassination, etc. Chapter 13 Iron Fool. After listening to the system's introduction to the new capabilities, Qin Feng was stunned. Refusing the reward from the school beauty is really outrageous. No matter it is a super intelligent brain or a killer or a soldier king, as long as you possess one of the two, you can easily stand on the top of the world. What reward will I get if I reject a perfect beauty? Qin Feng began to fantasize. Before the fantasy world could begin, Qin Feng's body was shocked again, which lasted for nearly 5 seconds. When the electric shock disappeared, Qin Feng's temperament changed dramatically. He was a bit more cold, wild, confident, and murderous than before. Even when facing the top superiors, Qin Feng at this moment would definitely not be at a disadvantage in terms of momentum and temperament. After acquiring new abilities, Qin Feng walked out of the school excitedly. This time, Ning Huishan did not chase after him. However, Qin Feng met Xiao Xiao outside the school gate. Qin Feng. The introverted Xiao Xiao was a little shy and called Qin Feng softly. Are you waiting for me? Qin Feng was very surprised at Xiao Xiao's appearance. He thought that he would never have any contact with Xiao Xiao again in the future. Xiao Xiao nodded, then lowered his head somewhat embarrassedly, turned the phone screen to Qin Feng, and said in a thin voice, "Can you add my WeChat ID?" Qin Feng felt a little dizzy. This is what a winner in life is, okay? Scan the QR code and add friends in one go. Oh! My damn charm! Qin Feng couldn't help but teasing Xiao Xiao, such a shy school beauty. Shameless. Xiao Xiao's pretty face was slightly red, but she still mustered up the courage to ask, "How dare you skip the director's class? Why don't you come back with me? I'll beg for mercy for you. I have completed my university courses by self-study and am waiting to take the postgraduate entrance examination," Qin Feng said with a smile. Shameless. Really? Before Qin Feng finished speaking, the phone rang. It was the instructor Jiang Bin calling. Qin Feng. You're such a hidden trick. The director doesn't praise people easily. He just called me and asked me to sign you up for the Magic City Mathematics competition. You work harder and bring honor to the school. As soon as the call was connected, Jiang Bin shouted at the top of his voice. Even Xiao Xiao could hear it clearly. I will, don't worry. Qin Feng hung up the phone and looked at Xiao Xiao with a smile. Xiao Xiao didn't know when she had raised her head, her beautiful eyes widened, her hands covering her lips, and she looked at Qin Feng in shock. You. What's wrong with me? Qin Feng shrugged and smiled teasingly. Oh. Xiao Xiao came back to his senses, calmed down his inner shock, and then said, Where are you going now? Can I go with you? Why? Qin Feng was surprised by Xiao Xiao's words. I think I should get to know you first, and then weigh the importance of you and basketball, so that I can answer your previous question. Although Xiao Xiao is introverted and shy, he has a kind of stupid feeling, and it seems that he speaks without thinking. Do you like me or basketball? Xiao Xiao made Qin Feng more and more surprised. Yeah. Xiao Xiao nodded heavily. Maybe you will get hurt. Qin Feng suddenly became serious. Except Xiao Xiao. What a joke. He has just rejected 4 people now. Once he confirms his relationship with Xiao Xiao, will anyone pursue him in the future? That's why Qin Feng said these words to Xiao Xiao. How can you know the answer if you don't try? Xiao Xiao raised his head and looked directly at Qin Feng. She is indeed a very simple-minded person who sticks to her own principles, otherwise she would not have confessed her feelings to Qin Feng directly because of her father's affairs. Chapter 14 There is a mystery. Okay. Qin Feng gave a helpless smile. I'm going to the antique street, are you coming? You also know about antiques. Xiao Xiao blinked her beautiful eyes in surprise, and her long eyelashes trembled, which was very beautiful. The future leader of the antiques industry. He. Don't believe it. I'm a little skeptical, but you really are a treasure boy. The two chatted and laughed as they hailed a taxi and headed straight to the antique street. This time when Qin Feng went to the antique street, he was not only helping Chen Dong to judge, but also wanted to bring down Mars Antique Shop in one fell swoop. As for the Mars Antique Shop, even if Qin Feng did not take action, the father and daughter would not let Qin Feng go easily. Instead of waiting to die, it is better to take the initiative. The taxi stopped at the door of Bai Baojai. Qin Feng paid the fare and walked into Bai Baojai with Xiao Xiao. In addition to Chen Dong, there were 2 other grey-haired old men in Bai Baojai. As soon as Chen Dong saw Qin Feng, he came up to him warmly and introduced several people to Qin Feng. The slightly fat old man is called Zhu Ting, who specializes in studying objects from the Ming dynasty. The old man with a medium build is called Song Bing, who is good at identifying objects from the Asian Zhou dynasty. It was these two who helped to appraise the two things Qin Feng had last time. My young friend has a promising future ahead of him. Heroes emerge young. Zhu Ting and Song Bing looked at each other. They both saw disbelief in each other's eyes and their words were somewhat insincere. The two did not think that Qin Feng was as powerful as Chen Dong said. The two things he got yesterday were most likely Qin Feng's lucky chance. This is also human nature. In the antique world, the older you get, the more skilled you become. How can there be an example of a young man who has not even graduated from college becoming a big shot? My dear Qin, is this your girlfriend? Chen Dong felt that the atmosphere was a bit awkward, so he changed the subject and looked at Xiao Xiao with a smile. No, no. Xiao Xiao was a little flustered, and said repeatedly, I pursued him, but he didn't agree. The silly Xiao Xiao made the atmosphere in Bai Baojai weird. Chen Dong and the other two all looked at Qin Feng in disbelief. Their expressions were filled with surprise. My friend, you have great concentration. Song Bing said meaningfully. Song Bing's words made Xiao Xiao blush. Qin Feng naturally felt that the atmosphere was a little off, so he changed the subject and asked Chen Dong, Mr. Chen, where are the things? Chen Dong immediately followed Qin Feng's words and said, come and take a look at the goods. Several people gathered around an octagonal table, on which was placed a teapot-sized, exquisitely crafted wood carving of a house with a small bridge and flowing water, which looked lifelike. Mr. Qin, would you like to take a look? Chen Dong asked. Without Chen Dong saying anything, the treasure appraisal I had already presented the information of this wood carving to Qin Feng. Qin Feng's mouth showed a confident smile, the things from the Ming dynasty are pretty good. I can't hide it from you, my friend. Chen Dong laughed. The contempt in Zhu Ting and Song Bing's eyes also weakened a little, but only a little. My friend, you have some skills. Zhu Ting said calmly, this is an heirloom of a friend of mine. He asked me to help estimate its value. What do you think it is worth? If I pay, you can't take less than 10 million. If I take, 9 million is reasonable. Qin Feng spoke calmly. However, when Qin Feng said this, everyone in the room was shocked, and even Chen Dong looked at Qin Feng with an incredible look. Har har. The little guy's skills are not good enough. Song Bing laughed. Zhu Ting nodded to show his support for Song Bing. Unconsciously, the two's way of addressing and attitude towards Qin Feng also changed. It was obvious that they believed that Qin Feng had just hit the jackpot yesterday. Chapter 15 The Future Leader in the Antique Industry. Xiao Xiao didn't say a word the whole time. She just blinked her eyes and looked at Qin Feng curiously. Friend Qin, can you explain something? Chen Dong said with a frown. This thing has a secret. Qin Feng pretended to pinch the wood carving and said with a smile, this wood carving from the Ming dynasty is real, but inside this wood carving, there is a top-grade Lantian blood jade with a market value of 9 million. After hearing Qin Feng's words, everyone was dumbfounded, especially Xiao Xiao, whose beautiful eyes flashed repeatedly, and she even looked a little intoxicated. Qin Feng continued calmly, just make a small hole in the base and you will know it at a glance. If I guess wrong, I will compensate you according to the price. Okay. Zhu Ting didn't waste any words. He directly took out the tools and carefully made a deep incision on the inconspicuous bottom of the wood carving. Sure enough, a corner of the bright red blood jade was revealed. Xiao Xiao's pretty face was filled with shock, and her beautiful eyes were filled with disbelief. Sharp. Admire. Zhu Ting and Song Bing both gave thumbs up, completely eliminating their previous contempt. I said that Qin Xiaoyu is definitely a rare talent. Chen Dong clapped his hands in satisfaction and laughed. Although this blood jade is not fully exposed, just looking at the color, you can tell that it is top-grade stuff. Qin Feng smiled but said nothing, but Zhu Ting said, my dear Qin, I will contact that friend later and ask him to transfer the appraisal fee to you. Before Zhu Ting could finish his words, he was interrupted by Qin Feng. Forget about the money. I would like to ask a few seniors to give me some advice. Qin Feng narrowed his eyes and sneered. Young Master Qin, do you still need our approval? Chen Dong was quite surprised. The three seniors are highly respected in the circle. There are some things that a newcomer like me cannot accomplish with that much influence. Qin Feng said lightly. My friend, I'm here to help you. Me too. Chen Dong and the other two responded one after another. The three of them were very happy to make friends with a young and promising person like Qin Feng. The most important thing was that Qin Feng had stronger treasure appraisal skills than the three of them. What are you going to do? Xiao Xiao was very curious about what Qin Feng wanted to do. He couldn't help but pull the corner of Qin Feng's clothes and asked quietly. Curious? Then accompany me to Mars' antique shop. After saying that, Qin Feng walked out of Bai Baojai first, and Xiao Xiao followed closely behind. After Qin Feng and the other two left, Chen Dong said meaningfully, this young friend Qin is not a simple person. It seems that Mar Datsai is in trouble. Does Mr. Qin have any grudge against the Mar family? Song Bing asked curiously. I just heard about it. Chen Dong told Zhu and Song the whole story. Mar Datsai's daughter is really a traitor to her father. Song Bing laughed gloatingly, friend Qin has such an ability to appraise treasures. Not to mention in the Magic City, even in Dragon Country, he is definitely a leader. His future is limitless. If he has the chance, he may have the opportunity to become a leader in the antique world of Dragon Country. Song Bing spoke very highly of Qin Feng, but Chen Dong and Zhu Ting did not refute him. Instead, they nodded in agreement. Old Song, I think Qin Xiaoyu and your granddaughter are a good match. What do you think? Zhu Ting said with a smile. That girl is not Qin Xiaoyu's girlfriend, Old Song, you can't miss this opportunity. Chen Dong also joined in the fun. That's the young people's own business. The old man can't interfere. Song Bing smiled with narrowed eyes. You old man, you say you can't do anything, but you are actually hoping that things will succeed in your heart, right? Chen Dong scolded with a smile. While Chen Dong and the other two were laughing and cursing in Bai Baojai, Qin Feng and Xiao Xiao also came to Mars' antique shop, which was also located in Antique Street. Chapter 16, Movie King Qin Feng. In Shanghai's Antique Street, Bai Baojai is the only dominant store, and Mars' antique shop can only be regarded as one of many second-rate businesses. Even so, the Mar family's assets are still over 100 million, which shows how explosive the profits in the antique industry are. Qin Feng and Xiao Xiao slipped into an empty alley next to Mars' antique shop. I'll go in first, you wait here. Qin Feng said with a wicked smile, I'll need your help later. Okay. Xiao Xiao blinked her beautiful eyes and responded to Qin Feng curiously and nervously. Qin Feng did not stay any longer, turned around and left the alley, and walked directly into Mars' antique shop. Coincidentally, the dinosaur girl Mar Yu and her father Mar Datsai were both there. Seeing Qin Feng coming in, the short and fat Mar Datsai immediately curled his lips and sneered disdainfully, What? Do you regret it? Do you want to be my Mar family's son-in-law now? Mar Yu immediately took over and mocked Qin Feng, You regret it now? It's too late. I have money, so I can find any kind of gigolo. When Qin Feng heard this, he immediately realized that Zhang Hong had not contacted the Mar family yet, and the news of his finding a bargain had not spread in the antique street. This should be the result of Chen Dong's deliberate suppression. And this exactly fulfilled Qin Feng's wish. Qin Feng immediately got into the mood, with a humble expression on his face, a big smile on his face, rubbing his hands constantly, and said in a low voice, Boss Mar, Miss Mar, I am just a poor student, I came out to earn some tuition fees, please don't make it difficult for me. I've said it before, in the Magic City, killing you is as easy as killing an ant. Mar Yu sat on the wide couch, eating melon seeds and grinning smugly, I just mentioned it to Zhang Hong, and he took action. Not bad. And you, don't you think it's a little late to beg for mercy now? Am I, Mar Yu, the woman you can get whenever you want? I hope Miss Mar can give me a chance. Qin Feng resisted the urge to vomit, nodding and bowing to please the father and daughter of the Mar family, while constantly looking at the antiques around him. Forget it. Mar Yu waved his pig's trotter generously, with a hint of joy in his eyes, I'll give you one more chance. Get the marriage certificate with me this afternoon, and move into our new house in the evening. Great. Qin Feng pretended to be very happy, then I'll go back to school to pack my things and come back later. Go ahead. Mar Yu threw away the melon seeds in his hand and rubbed his hands impatiently. Actor Qin Feng smiled calmly and left the antique shop in an extremely humbly manner. Daughter, what's so good about this guy? Dad is rich, you can find any man you want. Mardatsai seemed not very satisfied with Qin Feng. Dad, don't you think he's handsome? And he has a great body. Dinosaur girl Maryu started to act like a spoiled child. Perhaps only Mardatsai could resist vomiting. I don't care. I'm going to marry him. Okay. Mardatsai couldn't persuade Maryu, so he just followed her. In the alley outside Mar's antique shop, Qin Feng returned to his usual cynical attitude, handed the bank card to Xiao Xiao, and instructed, after you go in, immediately buy the blue and white porcelain on the bottom row of the second antique shelf at the door. It's the one with cracks and a price tag of 480,000. 480,000. Xiao Xiao stared with her beautiful eyes, and whispered in disbelief, do you have that much money in your card? Qin Feng is a poor loser, and anyone can find out about him by asking around in school. Xiao Xiao was pursuing Qin Feng, so how could he not find out? Therefore, when Qin Feng asked Xiao Xiao to buy a vase worth 480,000 yuan, Xiao Xiao found it incredible and did not mean to show any contempt. The card doesn't have a password, and the money is enough, so go ahead and buy it. Call me right after you pay. Qin Feng subconsciously patted Xiao Xiao's shoulders, don't be nervous, just act like yourself. After being slapped by Qin Feng, Xiao Xiao felt as if she had received an electric shock. She ran out of the alley with a flushed face. Chapter 17. Come prepared. Qin Feng looked at Xiao Xiao's departing back in confusion, glanced at his own hands, and then murmured to himself, is there electricity in my hands? Without thinking too much, Qin Feng took out his cell phone and called Chen Dong, asking Chen Dong and the other two to come over as soon as possible. Not long after, Chen Dong, Song Bing and Zhu Ting walked slowly to the outside of the alley. Seeing Qin Feng hiding inside stealthily, the three curious people couldn't help but walk in. My dear Qin, what are you doing? Chen Dong asked in confusion. Qin Feng made a silent gesture to Chen Dong, and explained in a low voice, I have set up a trap for the Ma family. I will trouble the three seniors to take action and help to take a look. What's going on? Tell me more about it. Zhu Ting and Song Bing also became interested and immediately started asking questions. It's like this. Qin Feng told the three elders his plan. Not long after, Qin Feng's phone rang. It was a message from Xiao Xiao. Let's go. Qin Feng walked out of the alley with a smile, it's time for us to take action and bury the Ma family. Qin Feng, Chen Dong and four others did not hide anything and walked into Mar's antique shop openly. Meanwhile, in Mar's antique shop, Mardatsai was packing the blue and white porcelain for Xiao Xiao. When he saw Chen Dong and the other two come in, the smile on Mardatsai's face became even more intense. However, when Mardatsai saw Qin Feng walking at the end with an evil smile on his face, he couldn't help but feel an ominous premonition in his heart. Qin Feng, why did you come back so soon? Maryu looked at Qin Feng in surprise, completely unaware of the impending fatal crisis. Have you packed your things? Then let's go get the marriage certificate. Get the certificate. Xiao Xiao stared at Maryu seriously for a long time, then turned around and stared at Qin Feng with complicated and even somewhat aggrieved eyes. Xiao Xiao and Maryu are completely two extremes. Xiao Xiao is a fairy who can make angels cry, and Maryu is a dinosaur who can sit on demons to death. Comparing the two is simply an insult to Xiao Xiao. Qin Feng ignored Maryu and walked straight to Xiao Xiao, whispering in her ear, I'll explain it to you after I finish this matter. Qin Feng's intimate behavior made Xiao Xiao's pretty face blush and she lowered her head shyly. At the same time, it also completely angered Maryu. Qin Feng, what do you mean? Are you coming here to show off your love to me? Maryu pointed at Qin Feng and roared arrogantly. Maryu was somewhat self-aware. She didn't dare look at Xiao Xiao for too long, fearing that she would feel more inferior after doing so. But the embarrassing thing is that no one paid attention to Maryu. Mardatsai seemed to have thought of something, and calmly pushed the blue and white porcelain that Xiao Xiao had just bought behind him. Then he smiled and said to Chen Dong and the other two, Mr. Chen, Mr. Zhu, Mr. Song, it is a great honor to have you here. Mardatsai, don't say anything extra. The three of us are here today to help Qin Xiao's friend to have a look. I heard that she bought a piece of blue and white porcelain from your family. Is this the one? Don't hide it. Zhu Ting raised his hand and pointed behind Mardatsai. Song Bing was even more straightforward. He went around behind Mardatsai and took the blue and white porcelain while Mardatsai was not paying attention. Chen Dong and the other two immediately surrounded them, and even took out some tools for inspection. It was obvious that they came prepared, which made Mardatsai even more frightened. Did you set up this trap? Mardatsai's face was extremely gloomy, and his expression was even more ferocious and terrifying, as if he wanted to rush up and tear Qin Feng to pieces. However, due to Qin Feng's strong body, he did not dare to do it. You still have some intelligence, but it's too late. You can't make it in the antique business. Qin Feng smiled teasingly. Chapter 18. You can't survive in the antique business. You can't make it in the antique business anymore. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone's expressions became interesting. Admiration and appreciation flashed in the eyes of Chen Dong and the other two. Mardatsai's whole body trembled, and his fat body was about to fall. Yu didn't understand what was going on and continued to point at Qin Feng and curse. As for Xiao Xiao, she stared at Qin Feng with great curiosity, because she really wanted to know what means Qin Feng used to ruin this store. Mr. Chen, what happened? Qin Feng didn't care about everyone's reactions. He directly asked Chen Dong and the other two. My dear friend Qin, you have a keen eye. There is indeed something wrong with this blue and white porcelain. Chen Dong said to Qin Feng with admiration, the cracks on the surface of this blue and white porcelain are covered with soil that looks weathered. In fact, this soil is just ordinary soil from deep underground. Using this soil to seal the cracks on the blue and white porcelain bottle creates the illusion of being very old. This trick is really clever. Ordinary people who buy this kind of thing home will definitely not be willing to dig out the dirt that symbolizes the traces of time. This is exactly what Mardatsai wants. Songbing sneered. If we don't dig out the dirt, we won't be able to find the key evidence of his counterfeiting. But once the dirt is cleaned from the cracks, we can clearly see that the cracks in the blue and white porcelain are man-made. I can be sure that those cracks were cut out with modern precision instruments. Zhu Ting put the blue and white porcelain on the table, looked at Mardatsai teasingly, and said, who would dare to cooperate with you if you are a counterfeiter in the antique circle? Who would dare to come to you to receive and ship goods? Your store, just wait for bankruptcy. Chen Dong, Zhu Ting and Song Bing are the real big names in the antique world of Shanghai. If something goes wrong with the things that the three of them have appraised, no one in the entire antique circle will jump out to refute it. This is prestige, and it is also the reason why Qin Feng must have Chen Dong and the other two to appraise them. After hearing what Chen Dong and the other two said, Mardatsai's expression became extremely gloomy, and Yu also reacted. Dad, Yu's voice trembled a little. Everything she had came from Mardatsai and the antique shop. If the antique shop went bankrupt, she would be really finished. Mardatsai patted Yu's shoulder to comfort him, glared at Qin Feng fiercely, and said to Chen Dong and the other two, as long as the three seniors pretend that this incident never happened, I, Mardatsai, am willing to give half of my family property to the three of you. Having been in the circle for many years, Mardatsai thought of a solution at the first opportunity, even if it meant sacrificing the car to save the driver. Boss Mar is really willing to spend half of it. Chen Dong sneered, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. Friend Qin's ability is far superior to the three of us. It is no exaggeration to say that he is the future leader of the antique industry. Do you think half of your family fortune is worth it for this favor from friend Qin? Mardatsai, you have to admit your defeat if you offend Qin Xiaoyu. Song Bing and Zhu Ting agreed with Chen Dong's opinions and were even more disdainful of the conditions proposed by Mardatsai. These three are not short of money. In particular, they have already seen Qin Feng's potential and ability. In this case, anyone who chooses to help Mardatsai is a fool. It is obvious that Chen Dong and his three old hands are not fools. As Chen Dong and the other two finished speaking, Mardatsai's last bit of strength was finally drained away. He sat down on the ground dejectedly, looking at Qin Feng with lifeless eyes. He is just a poor student. How could he become the future leader of the antique world? It is even more impossible that his treasure appraisal ability exceeds that of the three old Chens. The young man who found a leak of tens of millions of dollars in the antique street yesterday was him. Chen Dong couldn't hide his admiration. The loophole in the blue and white porcelain was also discovered by Qin Xiaoyu. The three of us are just acting on his behalf. By the way, we use our reputation to make people in the circle believe that you are a forgery. That person is you. Mardatsai's eyes widened to the extreme, and the despair in his eyes became even stronger. Chapter 19. I have no idea about money. Are you surprised? Qin Feng squatted down teasingly, keeping his eyes parallel to Mar Datsai's. I'm going to reveal my cards. I'm actually a genius. That's it. Qin Feng shrugged helplessly, then stood up, glanced coldly at the Mar father and daughter, and smiled evilly. You think money is omnipotent, but your money can neither buy me nor the three Mr. Chens. Isn't that sad? Half of your wealth is not even as good as my face. Isn't it sad? So, I want to ask you, is the Mar family qualified to recruit me as a son-in-law? Qin Feng shook his head slowly, his eyes full of contempt. I was wrong in the end. Mar Datsai let out a long sigh, as if he had aged a dozen years in an instant. Mar's antique shop will go bankrupt, your assets will shrink drastically, and your antiques will be divided up by your peers at super low prices. It's really hard for you. At such an old age, you still have to find another way to make a living with your dinosaur daughter. Qin Feng smiled teasingly at Mar Datsai, waved gently and said, see you later. After saying that, Qin Feng walked out of Mar's antique shop without looking back. As for Xiao Xiao, she stared at Qin Feng's tall and confident back and was really intoxicated by it. After leaving Mar's antique shop, everyone returned to Bai Baojai. Qin Feng did not stay for long. He asked Chen Dong to directly sue Mar Datsai for defrauding Xiao Xiao of 480,000 yuan. After finishing the job, he and Xiao Xiao left the antique street. I'll return your bank card. Xiao Xiao and Qin Feng walked side by side on the long street of Magic City. Xiao Xiao handed the bank card to Qin Feng and asked curiously, can you tell me about the registration now? It's nothing actually. Qin Feng put away the bank card and slowly told Xiao Xiao how Mar Yu wanted him to be her son-in-law, which made Xiao Xiao laugh. You have a strong desire for revenge, both towards the Mar family and Ning Huishan. Xiao Xiao gave the most pertinent evaluation. Qin Feng was not curious about what Xiao Xiao knew about Ning Huishan. After all, their whole school knew about it. It's a small heart, there's nothing I can do about it. Qin Feng curled his lips and said disapprovingly, it's a pity that I couldn't nail the Mar family down in one round. Aren't you afraid that he will seek revenge on you? That's the best. If he doesn't seek revenge on me, how can I find his loopholes and make him unable to recover? You are such a treasure boy. Xiao Xiao smiled beautifully, by the way, why did you ask me to buy blue and white porcelain? On the one hand, I want him to let down his guard. On the other hand, because he doesn't know you, I want him to think he has ripped off a fat sheep. Then I will make another move and let him experience what it means to be one step from heaven to hell. So you're taking advantage of me. How bad is it to say, take advantage? It should be said that I asked you for a small favor. Should I get some benefits? I'll treat you to dinner. Qin Feng looked at the setting sun and happily invited Xiao Xiao. There's a barbecue restaurant near the school that's really delicious. Walk. The two hailed a taxi and headed straight to Magic City University. Fat Beef Barbecue Restaurant. Qin Feng and Xiao Xiao randomly found a seat by the window. Xiao Xiao ordered some specialties, and Qin Feng added almost a whole table of delicious dishes. When the scarlet charcoal fire was in place, the barbecue officially began. You ordered so much, which is a waste of food and money. Xiao Xiao looked at the table full of delicacies and complained to Qin Feng. You underestimate my appetite. Qin Feng said disapprovingly, besides, I don't have any concept of money. Chapter 20, I confirmed from the look in his eyes that he was the one looking for trouble. He really wasn't bragging. Putting aside the treasure appraising eye, let's talk about the super intelligent brain first. Qin Feng can do some scientific research, apply for a few patents, and sell them to make huge sums of money in minutes. Even if he takes a step back and goes to work, with the super intelligent brain, he can easily get a shocking salary. There are also killers and soldier kings. As long as Qin Feng, who has a perfect body, is willing, he can go directly to the Rifei continent to raise a flag and form a mercenary group. Wouldn't it be easy to get real money? Even if you don't play the role of a mercenary, but become a killer and take a few business orders, you can become a wealthy man in an instant. Qin Feng really has no idea about money and doesn't care about it. This is what they mean, it is better to teach a man to fish than to give him a fish, and what Qin Feng has is the way to fish. Why do I want to hit someone after listening to you? Xiao Xiao pouted her little mouth, looking so cute. There are too many people who want to beat me up. You can't get a number for the time being. Qin Feng put a piece of beef into his mouth. It smelled really good. The atmosphere between Qin Feng and Xiao Xiao was very harmonious. Xiao Xiao was smiling almost the whole time during the meal. However, no one noticed that at a table not far away, four tall and muscular young men were drinking alone and staring at Qin Feng with unfriendly expressions. Their whole table of delicious food was eventually cleared out by Qin Feng. While being surprised at Qin Feng's appetite, Xiao Xiao was also glad that no food was wasted. Qin Feng paid the bill and left the beef barbecue restaurant with Xiao Xiao. When the two walked to the school gate, Qin Feng suddenly stopped. I suddenly remembered that there is something I haven't done yet. You go back first. Qin Feng waved at Xiao Xiao. Okay then. Xiao Xiao felt a little disappointed, but she quickly calmed down and smiled at Qin Feng. Thank you for your hospitality. You're welcome. Qin Feng didn't say much, but turned and walked towards a remote alley not far away. Xiao Xiao did not enter the school gate, and did not even pay attention to the whispers around her. It was not until Qin Feng's figure completely disappeared from her sight that she ran into the campus with joy. At the same time, Qin Feng had already turned into the dark and deserted alley, leaned against the wall casually, and lit a cigarette, as if waiting for someone. In less than a minute, the sound of rustling footsteps came into Qin Feng's ears, and then four tall and strong young men blocked the exit of the alley. Fuck. Who? The four young men didn't expect that Qin Feng was leaning against the exit of the alley smoking, and they were suddenly startled by Qin Feng. When the four young men came to their senses and saw clearly that the man was Qin Feng, they couldn't help but sneer. You guys are so slow. I've almost finished my cigarette. Qin Feng threw away the cigarette butt. In fact, Qin Feng knew that someone was following him when he left the barbecue restaurant. The killer and the soldier king were not fake. The reason why he came to the alley was to facilitate subsequent work. You fucking knew we were coming. The muscular man with dark red hair who was the leader among the four young men exclaimed. Qin Feng did not answer his question, but slowly turned sideways, glanced at him contemptuously, and said with a teasing smile, I have confirmed from the look in your eyes that you are the one looking for trouble, let's go together. The dim light only revealed half of Qin Feng's face, which made him look both extremely handsome and sinister. After saying that, Qin Feng walked straight into the depths of the alley. Chapter 21 I can't even find a reason to hit you. Brother Red Hair, does this guy look down on us? You knew we were here to cause trouble, but you didn't hide and waited for us here. No, he's too pretentious. We have to teach him a lesson today. The three young men immediately started shouting. He dared to get so close to Xiao Xiao, do you think I will let him go? The red-haired brother grinned and walked into the alley first, and the other three followed closely with fierce looks on their faces. 5 seconds later, a terrible wail could be heard in the alley. After another 10 seconds, the wailing turned into sobbing, as if someone was crying. In the alley. In the dim moonlight, Qin Feng glanced at red-hair brother's face, which was swollen like a pig's head, with disdain, and said unhappily, that's it. Brother. I was wrong. The red-haired man knelt on the ground and admitted his mistake. Does he dare not admit his mistake? For against one, Qin Feng punched each of them one by one and the fight was over in 10 seconds. This kind of fighting power is even more exaggerated than that of a professional boxer. What red-haired brother didn't know was that Qin Feng originally wanted to try out his skills, but it ended before he even reached the warm-up standard. Also, if Qin Feng wanted to kill them, it wouldn't take 10 seconds at all. Sometimes, killing is just easier. Are you chasing Xiao Xiao? Qin Feng has figured everything out. I don't dare to chase her anymore. Only a brave and extraordinary man like my brother can be worthy of Xiao Xiao. The red-haired brother was a coward. You really are. Qin Feng stood up helplessly and said angrily, I can't even find a reason to hit you. After saying that, Qin Feng walked directly out of the alley. Fuck. Where does this guy come from? Brother Red Hair, are we just going to let it go? As soon as Qin Feng left, the three little sheep immediately turned into wild big bad wolves. Brother Red Hair was not a good guy either, so he naturally couldn't swallow this anger. As soon as Qin Feng left, this guy regained his warlike nature, covering his face and shouting, this guy is too good at fighting, we have to ask Brother Mouse to help. After stretching his body, Qin Feng was very satisfied with his perfect body, which was the combination of a killer and a soldier king. He had deeply realized the power of his body. Not to mention those weaklings like Red Hair Brother, Qin Feng is confident that he can crush even professional boxers. Qin Feng was in a good mood, humming a little tune and returned to the dormitory. As soon as Qin Feng walked into the dormitory, Meng Shu, Liu Daqian, and even 3 people from Li Meng's dormitory immediately rushed over to him. Fuck! Master Qin is back. Master Qin is awesome. He is a hidden talent. The poor student turned into a top student and even got the beauty from Xiao University. The campus forum has exploded now. The photo of you on the campus beauty Xiao Da eating barbecue has become the most popular post. No wonder you look down on the beauty of Ning University, it turns out there is someone else who is so beautiful. Everyone howled like wolves. However, this level of venting seems unable to fully express the shock and admiration in their hearts. Stop arguing. Qin Feng waved his hand. Xiao Xiao is not my girlfriend. As soon as Qin Feng said this, the dormitory suddenly fell into an eerie silence. Several people stared at Qin Feng in amazement, with the expressions on their faces being extremely wonderful. Fuck! It exploded. Master Qin, don't you even like Xiao Xiao? That's not right. Look at Xiao Xiao in the photo. He obviously looks very happy, right? Could it be that Xiao Xiao pursued Master Qin and was rejected by Master Qin? Who says only women love gossip? The same is true for men, especially men in college. Qin Feng actually admired the thinking of these guys, as they had guessed it almost right. Just at this moment, Qin Feng's phone rang. Everyone seemed to be excited, and the moment Qin Feng took out his phone, they all came over. The caller displayed on the phone was Li Ziqing. Chapter 22. Are you a monster? Several people opened their mouths wide and stared at Qin Feng in shock. Mr. Qin, you are not having an affair with the school beauty Li. Bull beep. A role model for our generation. Except for the one who rarely comes to school, the other 3 of the for campus beauties seem to be fascinated by you. Hey, Mr. Qin, it's a dark and windy night. What does the campus beauty Li want from you? Several people started arguing with each other, their tone full of envy and admiration. Qin Feng ignored everyone and answered the phone by himself. What's the matter, squad leader? Do you have time now? I'm downstairs in your dormitory and I have a few questions to ask you. Li Ziqing's playful chuckle came from the phone. I'm fine. I'll be down right away. After hanging up the phone, Qin Feng glanced at the group of animals with evil smiles on their faces and walked out of the dormitory directly. Downstairs in the dormitory, Li Ziqing stood under the streetlight, holding 2 textbooks in her hands. It was dark, and not many people were coming and going in the dormitory area. However, every male student who passed by couldn't help but take a second look at Li Ziqing. It was not until Qin Feng walked straight up to Li Ziqing and stood beside him that the group of male classmates began to show expressions of despair and dissatisfaction on their faces. Qin Feng ignored the envious and jealous looks and said to Li Ziqing with a sly smile, "The school beauty Li is a well-known academic master in the school. Is there any question that can stump you? Compared to you who are so secretive, I am far behind." Li Ziqing smiled coquettishly and handed the book to Qin Feng. How do I solve this problem? I have been trying for a long time but still can't get the answer. This question. Qin Feng took the book and just glanced at it. His super-intelligent brain started working frantically. A series of ideas for solving the problem rushed into his mind. However, Qin Feng did not answer it immediately. Instead, he looked at Li Ziqing in surprise and said, "This is a question for the postgraduate entrance examination. You are not preparing for the postgraduate entrance examination, are you? You solved it so quickly." Li Ziqing did not answer Qin Feng's question, but the smart girl immediately understood what Qin Feng meant. Her pretty face was filled with surprise and shock. Solve it this way. Qin Feng nodded disapprovingly, took the pen from Li Ziqing's hand, and while drawing on the book, he explained to Li Ziqing. However, Li Ziqing didn't seem to listen. Her eyes were always fixed on Qin Feng's face, and her pretty face was reddening so much that it was almost dripping with water. Fortunately, when Qin Feng finished explaining the problem, Li Ziqing's phone rang, which brought the somewhat intoxicated Li Ziqing back to reality. Let me take a call first. Li Ziqing took out his phone in a panic. In order to prevent Qin Feng from seeing his blushing face, he simply turned around and answered the phone. What surprised Qin Feng was that Li Ziqing did not speak Long Kuyu, but spoke fluent French. Qin Feng had just learned French in the afternoon and had mastered it, so he could understand what Li Ziqing was saying. "Hello, Mr. Henry. I will finish my studies in about 3 months, and then I will go to France for further studies. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. After hanging up the phone, Li Ziqing's embarrassment disappeared, replaced by joy. Do you want to study in France? Qin Feng said lightly. Li Ziqing stared at Qin Feng in amazement, forgetting to put her phone in her pocket. Her pretty face was full of surprise. You also know French? I know more than just French. I also know English, Northern Siamese and Spanish. Like this. Qin Feng spoke these 3 sentences in French, Northern Siberian and Spanish respectively, and his pronunciation was extremely standard, making him look like a foreign friend. This time, Li Ziqing was completely dumbfounded. After staring at Qin Feng for a long time, Li Ziqing let out a long breath and exclaimed in shock, "Oh my god! Are you a monster?" Chapter 23: The Clash of Two School Bells. Have you ever seen such a handsome monster? Qin Feng said jokingly. Never seen it. Li Ziqing chuckled. The two of them were talking and laughing, and the atmosphere was very harmonious. However, no one noticed that under another street lamp not far away, Ning Huishan, who witnessed everything, was trembling, her anger was rising, and her face was terrifyingly gloomy. Qin Feng. Ning Huishan, who had arrived here at some point, finally couldn't help but shouted coldly. Qin Feng and Li Ziqing both turned around and looked at Ning Huishan with some surprise. You pursued me for 3 years, and suddenly you stopped pursuing me. This is very unfair to me. Ning Huishan shouted at Qin Feng in grievance. However, Ning Huishan's words made Li Ziqing turn his head away in embarrassment, and made Qin Feng shake his head helplessly, and even caused the students passing by to whisper. How ridiculous. Is it still wrong if I don't chase you anymore? Should all men revolve around her? It seems that her only good looks are worth mentioning. Their voices of discussion were so low that Ning Huishan might not be able to hear them, but Qin Feng heard them clearly. After all, he possessed the abilities of a soldier king and a killer, and extraordinary hearing was one of the required skills for both. I'm curious, what's in your head? Qin Feng shrugged helplessly, and said bluntly, a selfish, self-interested, conceited, an arrogant person like you definitely wouldn't have the idea of empathy in your mind. Ning Huishan had gone completely crazy, the kind that was completely exploded, and blurted out, don't you just want to sleep with me? Fine. I'll satisfy you. Sorry, I really don't want to sleep with you. I can't sleep and it hurts my teeth. Qin Feng spread his hands. His words were like a slap in the face, hitting Ning Huishan hard. At this moment, the people around were completely furious. Oh my god. You still bring something like this? Is it so proactive to throw yourself into someone's arms? But it was rejected. If I had known this would happen, why did I do it in the first place? This time, the discussion was not concealed, but broke out directly. Ning Huishan, who was at the center of the storm, looked extremely ugly, but she still couldn't escape the reality of being a loser. Even sleeping with Qin Feng made her feel uncomfortable. Suddenly, a warm lotus root jade arm wrapped around Qin Feng's arm, and the soft body also leaned against Qin Feng's body. Li Ziqing was very bold and hugged Qin Feng in public, and even looked directly at Ning Huishan, who was on the verge of madness. You said such words to Qin Feng in front of me, do you treat me like air? Qin Feng was very surprised. Ning Huishan completely exploded. The onlookers around were petrified. The two campus beauties went head to head for Qin Feng. This kind of scene was a spectacle that had never appeared since the establishment of Modu University. Qin Feng. Ning Huishan's delicate body was shaking wildly, her white teeth biting her lips hard, and tears flowed down uncontrollably. He has been pursuing you for 3 years, but you only treated him as a slave, a spare tire, and a bootlicker. Now that he doesn't pursue you anymore, you come to pester him. How shameless. Li Ziqing was really angry, and her arms around Qin Feng tightened a little. Ning Huishan stared at Qin Feng and Li Ziqing with resentment, but in the end, she ran away crying. Ning Huishan left, but the crowd around her showed no sign of leaving. Countless eyes were fixed on Qin Feng and Li Ziqing. Li Ziqing was not used to this kind of scene. Her pretty face flushed as she dragged Qin Feng away. Qin Feng had no choice but to let Li Ziqing drag him away. Chapter 24: The Omnipotent System. Li Ziqing pulled Qin Feng and ran to the empty playground in one breath. Then she let go of his hand, lowered her head shyly, and did not dare to look up at Qin Feng. I think the post about Xiao Xiao and I having dinner will soon be pushed down by what just happened. Qin Feng was not embarrassed, he was very thick-skinned. After hearing what Qin Feng said, Li Ziqing felt even more embarrassed, her pretty face almost buried in her chest. Millimeter, it's really big. The strange silence lasted for more than 10 seconds. Suddenly, Li Ziqing raised his head, looked directly at Qin Feng, mustered up the courage he had just gained, and said firmly, "My love for you started with your appearance, I respect you for your persistence, and I end with your talent. You are indeed very handsome, and you have persisted in pursuing Ninghuishan for 3 years, which is really rare. Most importantly, you have talent, a talent that shocked me. Qin Feng, can I be your girlfriend?" After speaking out, Li Ziqing became less restrained and just stared at Qin Feng without blinking. "Oh, are you so rational even when confessing your feelings?" Qin Feng laughed evilly. "I'm just an ordinary girl, with no background and only a back. If I'm not rational, how can I survive in society?" Li Ziqing replied generously. "Actually, I'm not as good as you think. I'm a scumbag." Qin Feng shrugged and said calmly, "We are really not suitable." Li Ziqing was stunned for a moment, biting her lips lightly with her pearly teeth. "Is it because of Xiao Xiao? She was rejected by me too," Qin Feng said truthfully. After hearing what Qin Feng said, Li Ziqing actually let out a sigh of relief. "So that means you don't have a girlfriend yet?" "Yeah." Qin Feng nodded. "Okay." Li Ziqing smiled and said rationally and firmly, "Then I still have hope. My damn charm." Qin Feng shook his head pretentiously. "You are so shameless." Li Ziqing giggled. At this moment, Qin Feng's mind rang again. Bite. Congratulations to the host for completing the rejection mission. The system issues an S-level reward, 51% of the shares of Haizhou Group and a set of Haizhou Juanfu Villa. All formalities have been completed, everything is legal and compliant, the host can accept it with confidence. Wait a minute. Qin Feng cried out in his heart with great excitement. Why is the reward not ability this time? Also, are there really no problems with the procedures? The rewards in the system are varied and are distributed randomly each time. Only the levels of rewards are fixed. 80 points or below for appearance is B grade, 94 points or below is A grade, and 95 points or above is S grade. As for the procedures, host, rest assured, the omnipotent system will not have any loopholes. That's the Haizhou Group. Qin Feng wanted to sigh again, but Li Ziqing's voice interrupted the communication between Qin Feng and the system. What are you thinking about? Li Ziqing put his hands behind his back, supported his body leaning to the side with one foot, and looked at Qin Feng playfully. Can you tell me your story? We have been classmates for 3 years, and I don't know anything about your life. Nothing. Qin Feng shrugged and told the story of the dog licker. Qin Feng, I am an orphan who grew up in an orphanage. I was able to go to college because of the good welfare of the country and the support of kind-hearted people. I'm sorry. Li Ziqing's expression was a little gloomy. She never thought that Qin Feng was actually an orphan. In order to ease the embarrassment, Li Ziqing continued, my family is very ordinary. My parents are both office workers and can barely live in the Magic City. I want to change the situation of my family, so I study hard. Although studying is not the only way out, it is the best way out. Qin Feng looked at Li Ziqing in surprise. Your rationality surprises me. Before they knew it, Qin Feng and Li Ziqing had returned to the dormitory building. Li Ziqing reluctantly said goodbye to Qin Feng and walked into the girls' dormitory building. Just at this moment, Qin Feng's prestige rang. It was from Xiao Xiao. Chapter 25, Iceberg Queen. Is your girlfriend Li Ziqing? No. You scared me. Go check the campus forum. It's blown up. After a simple conversation, Qin Feng closed the dialogue box with Xiao Xiao. As for the campus forum, Qin Feng was too lazy to read it. Sitting on the curb downstairs from the dormitory, Qin Feng recalled things about the Love Orphanage. After all, that was where Qin Feng grew up. The old director of the orphanage is a very nice person and cares for every child. In addition, many predecessors who came out of the loving orphanage have donated money, and the state also provides a certain degree of welfare and treatment. Only then can these orphans complete their studies smoothly like ordinary children. And Qin Feng is one of them. Although Qin Feng did not really grow up there, this does not prevent Qin Feng from wanting to give back to that place, because that is the real home for homeless children. Let's donate some money tomorrow. Having made up his mind, Qin Feng stood up and walked into the dormitory building. Qin Feng had just returned to the dormitory and was inevitably interrogated by the group of gossipy men. Qin Feng, who was fed up with his patience, directly organized this group of gossiping men to stay up all night, and a group of people rushed to the Emperor Internet Cafe in a mighty manner. Qin Feng spent almost the entire night in the box. The next day, Mengshu and his friends returned to school listlessly, but Qin Feng, full of energy, found a roadside stall to have breakfast, hailed a taxi, and headed straight to the Love Orphanage in Wanhai district of Magic City. On the way, Qin Feng's phone rang without warning. It was an unfamiliar local number in Shanghai. Qin Feng answered the phone. Before he could speak, a chilling but unusually pleasant voice of a girl came from the other end of the phone. "Excuse me, is this Mr. Qin Feng?" "It is me." Qin Feng replied. "Hello, Mr. Qin. I am Ning Jiaoyang, assistant to the chairman of Haijiu Group, and now I am Mr. Qin's assistant. Something happened at home last night. I was sorry that I didn't contact Mr. Qin right away. Mr. Qin is now the largest shareholder of Haijiu Group. Do you want to learn about the internal situation of Haijiu Group now? Or, Mr. Qin can wait until you are free to learn about it. My phone is on 24 hours a day." Ning Jiaoyang on the phone asked Qin Feng politely and formally. "Let's find out first." Qin Feng thought for a moment and said, "Go to the Wanhai District Love Orphanage to find me. I'll wait for you there." "Okay, Mr. Qin." After ending the call with Ning Jiaoyang, Qin Feng felt relatively calm. Haijiu Group is a behemoth. Becoming the largest shareholder of Haijiu Group inexplicably is a very shocking thing in itself. However, compared to the matter of time travel, it is really nothing. At the same time, in the Haijiu district of Magic City, Haijiu building stands between heaven and earth, solemn and majestic. On the top floor of the building, which is the 128th floor, Ning Jiaoyang grabbed a few folders and walked quickly into the elevator. Ning Jiaoyang had long hair draped over her shoulders and wore a well-tailored professional OL suit with a white shirt underneath, a hip skirt and black stockings and high heels, which showed off her graceful and proud figure to the fullest. Her almost perfect face was lightly made up, and she was beautiful from all angles, and could be called a 98-point beauty. As for the 2 points lost, they were deducted from her temperament. It's not that her temperament is not good, it's just that she is too cold, like a cube of ice, and there is hardly any expression on that pretty face. Mature and cold queen, this is Ning Jiaoyang's label. The elevator opened, and Ning Jiaoyang walked out of it, thinking to herself, he suddenly became the largest shareholder of Haijiu Group, but he still remained surprisingly calm. I'm quite curious about this chairman. Chapter 26. He is not crying poor, he is just pretending. Qin Feng got out of the taxi and stood in front of the main entrance of the Love Orphanage. Looking at the old orphanage, Qin Feng was filled with mixed emotions, as if he had replaced the previous Qin Feng and entered into his memories. Suddenly, a surprised voice interrupted Qin Feng's memories. "Qin Feng." Qin Feng turned around and looked at the man and woman behind him with some surprise. The girl is about 1.65 meters tall, with a ponytail, canvas shoes, jeans, and a simple white shirt. She has an oval face with delicate features, giving people a cool feeling like a spring breeze. She is considered an 85-point beauty. As for the man, he was quite handsome, but a little arrogant. He held a Mercedes-Benz key in his hand, swinging it left and right, as if he didn't know where to put it, and he seemed afraid that others would not know that he was driving a Mercedes-Benz. Qin Feng simply ignored this kind of person. "It's really Qin Feng?" the girl exclaimed and said in disbelief, "I haven't seen you for 3 years. I didn't expect you to change so much." Qin Feng finally remembered the girl. Her name was Shinchuyue. Like Qin Feng, she was a child who walked out of the Love Orphanage, and she was also a high school classmate. "You have changed a lot." Qin Feng smiled kindly at Shinchuyue. "Are you also coming back to see the dean?" Shinchuyue and Qin Feng walked into the orphanage while chatting, and they also enhanced each other's prestige. "So be it." Qin Feng replied simply, his eyes always scanning everything in the orphanage. "It is quiet enough here and the area is large enough. Although there are no gardens, woods or other landscapes, it has relatively complete sports and educational facilities. Moreover, it also gives people a strong sense of belonging. This is what makes the orphanage special." Shinchuyue and Qin Feng chatted about each other. Naturally, no one would care about the man who gave the keys to their Mercedes-Benz as an ancestor. It was inevitable that he would have rebellious emotions, especially since Shinchuyue had just confirmed their relationship. His official girlfriend was having a lively chat with another handsome and ridiculous man in front of him. It was strange that he felt so happy. This place isn't very interesting. Chuyue, let's go. I'll take you for a ride in the Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz man deliberately raised his car. Wei Ming, we are not here to play. Shinchuyue frowned and said unhappily, this is the place where I grew up. I hope you can respect it. You came here in a Mercedes-Benz. I respect you so much. Wei Ming turned his head a little arrogantly, looked Qin Feng up and down, and said disdainfully, young man, you and Chuyue are high school classmates, and you are still in your junior year. Right? It's not easy to live in society, and it's even harder to make money. Look, my family invested some money and worked hard for half a year to buy this car. Alas, the economy is in a recession. After saying that, he pointed to Qin Feng at the Mercedes-Benz S320 not far away. I see you don't have a car either. I'll take you in my car and give you a ride so you can feel the feeling of riding in $1 million luxury car. Is he crying about poverty? No, he is pretending. That's enough for you. Shinchuyue was a little angry. Okay, I won't speak anymore. Wei Ming said he was silent, but in fact, he was holding his breath in his heart. Qin Feng looked at Shinchuyue, said nothing, and walked directly to the dean's office. The old director is He Yongshin. Although he is 60 years old this year, he still manages the orphanage conscientiously. Seeing Qin Feng and Shinchuyue, He Yongshin recognized them at a glance and started chatting with each other. Of course, Qin Feng didn't speak most of the time, while Wei Ming didn't speak at all. Dean, in addition to seeing how old you are, I have another thing to do here this time. Shinchuyue smiled and He Yongshin introduced Wei Ming. He is my boyfriend Wei Ming. He wants to grow up for me. Donate some money somewhere. The main event was on. Wei Ming immediately crossed his legs and put the Mercedes-Benz keys on the table, dragging them as if they were worth 2,580,000 yuan. For Chuyue's sake, I am going to donate this time. Chapter 27. What a coincidence, I don't like you either. Wei Ming deliberately made a long note, then raised two fingers arrogantly, and said proudly, 200,000. Thank you Mr. Wei for your donation. He Yongshin didn't like Wei Ming's arrogance very much, but for the sake of the orphanage, he stood up enthusiastically and stretched out his hands towards Wei Ming. Wei Ming did not stand up, but leaned directly on the chair, and shook hands with He Yongshin with one hand, extremely arrogant. It didn't matter to He Yongshin. As long as he could get this donation for the orphanage, what's the point of being embarrassed? But Shinchuyue quit, her pretty face immediately turned cold, and she shouted, Wei Ming, I grew up here. The old dean treats me like his father. What's your attitude? I donated 200,000 yuan, but it still doesn't work after sitting for a while. Wei Ming was also angry. Now that the economy is in such a slump and money is so hard to make, how many people are willing to do charity like me? Do you think 200,000 yuan is enough? Was it brought by the strong wind? I said that when I graduate and work, I will return the 200,000 to you. Shinchuyue's voice became colder. Wei Ming felt that he had lost face and immediately retorted, wait until you graduate. Who might you run away with after you graduate? I think you have an unusual relationship with this pretty boy. Are you a high school classmate or an orphan who grew up here together? Childhood sweethearts. Huh? Is there something wrong with you too? We met again today. No wonder you keep making trouble for me. Do you want to get together with him now? Wei Ming's words were so unpleasant that even He Yongshin couldn't bear to listen to them. Sir, our hospital does not need to accept your donation, but please respect Chuyue and the children who have left the orphanage. I respect you so much. Wei Ming glared at He Yongshin impatiently, you don't accept it, do you? I won't donate it yet. You bastard. Shinchuyue got really angry and slapped Wei Ming on the face, I'm blind and I saw the wrong person. Let's break up. Don't contact me again in the future. After saying that, Shinchuyue bowed deeply towards He Yongshin, her voice choked with sobs, Old Dean, I'm sorry. Child, it's none of your business. He Yongshin wanted to help Shinchuyue up, but was pushed away by Wei Ming. Old guy, get out of here. Wei Ming stood up directly and stared at Chen Yue with a sinister look. I have been chasing you for more than half a year because I want to sleep with you, not to fight you. After saying that, Wei Ming directly raised his hand and slapped it towards Chen Yue's face. As soon as Wei Ming's hand started to swing, Qin Feng's strong palm strangled his wrist. With Qin Feng's strength, Wei Ming couldn't break away at all. With this slap, he could only hang stiffly in the air. Some women should be beaten, but Chen Yue is not among those who should be beaten. Qin Feng's voice was cold, and there was a cynical evil smile on the corner of his mouth. I've long disliked you, and why are you so damn stupid that you bump into me? Wei Ming shouted wildly. What a coincidence, I don't like you either. Qin Feng smiled evilly, raised his leg and kicked Wei Ming directly in the abdomen. Qin Feng definitely withdrew his strength from this kick and did not dare to use all his strength for fear of kicking Wei Ming to death. Even so, Wei Ming felt uncomfortable. He flew up in the air, and finally fell to the ground hard. He curled up like a cooked prawn and didn't say a single word for a long time. Qin Feng. Chen Yue had already helped He Yongxing up. It's okay, you can leave first. Qin Feng waved his hand towards Chen Yue disapprovingly. He didn't want Chen Yue to see what happened next. Chapter 28 I don't know how much money I have, too much money. After taking a deep look at Qin Feng, Chen Yue nodded obediently, said goodbye to He Yongxing, and really left. What happened today made her very embarrassed and shocked. She needed to find a quiet place to calm down. After walking out of the orphanage, Chen Yue spat disdainfully at Wei Ming's Mercedes-Benz, hailed a taxi and left. In the old dean's office, Qin Feng ignored Wei Ming who was curled up on the ground, took out the bank card directly from his body, and threw it on the table. Old dean, this card has no password, and there are almost 2,000 yuan in it. 10,000, all donated, the orphanage doesn't need such a hot chick to donate money. What? Xiao Qin, how much money do you think you have? He Yongxing took a breath, widened his eyes, and looked at Qin Feng in horror. But the next moment, the shock in He Yongxing's eyes disappeared. He shook his head slightly and sighed in his heart. After all, he is a young man, and he cares too much about face. He Yongxing didn't believe that Qin Feng really had 20 million in his card. He just thought that Qin Feng was speaking nonsense just to show off in front of Wei Ming and to save face for the orphanage. He Yongxing did not expose Qin Feng, but just quietly put away the card. Qin Feng did not explain much, but walked to Wei Ming's side, dragging him like a dead dog to the main entrance of the orphanage, next to the Mercedes-Benz S320, and then let go. Wei Ming had recovered a lot of strength, and he stood up with all his strength. He was covered in mud and pointed at Qin Feng and cursed weakly. Just wait, if I don't convince you, I will write your name upside down. And you want to donate 20 million? You don't dare to swipe the card in front of me. Are you afraid that I will expose your hypocritical mask? Look at your poor appearance, you can't even get 2,000 yuan, and you want 20 million. Qin Feng leaned against the Mercedes-Benz, lit a cigarette for himself, and took a deep breath. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't even know how much money I have because it's too much. Qin Feng was telling the truth. Although he had donated all his cash, he really didn't know how much the shares of Haijiu Group were worth. You are such a pretentious idiot, fuck, I. Wei Ming hadn't finished his words when suddenly, a Rolls-Royce Phantom worth more than 10 million yuan stopped steadily next to Qin Feng. The car door opened and the beautiful Ning Zhaoyan got out. Ning Zhaoyan's appearance made Qin Feng and Wei Ming's eyes light up at the same time. Qin Feng was fine, he just looked at Ning Zhaoyan a few more times, but Wei Ming was different, he was almost drooling. Ning Zhaoyan didn't even look at Wei Ming, but walked straight towards Qin Feng. On the way here, she had seen Qin Feng's photo, but when she saw him in person, Ning Zhaoyan couldn't help but secretly exclaimed, so handsome. Much more handsome than in the photo. Mr. Qin, I'm Ning Zhaoyan. The cold Ning Zhaoyan extended her hand in a formal manner, shook hands lightly with Qin, and then withdrew. Qin Feng subconsciously stared at Ning Zhaoyan's long black legs for a few seconds, then retracted his gaze and said lightly, let's go and find a quiet place. Qin Feng threw away the cigarette butt and walked straight towards the Rolls-Royce Phantom, with Ning Zhaoyan following closely behind him. Rolls-Royce Phantom. Wei Ming stared at the Rolls-Royce that came to pick up Qin Feng with envy, and then looked at his Mercedes-Benz S320, and suddenly felt bored. Then, Wei Ming's sight was attracted by Ning Zhaoyan. Immediately, Wei Ming shouted in shock, "Are you Ning Jiayan's assistant from Haizhou Group?" "Mr. Qin, your friend." Ning Jiayan glanced at Wei Ming with some disgust. "I just beat him up. Do you think he can be my friend?" Qin Feng said with a wicked smile. "Oh." Ning Jiayang was a little surprised by Qin Feng's straightforwardness and rudeness. "Assistant Ning, I'm Wei Ming, the general manager of Guangming Construction. We have some cooperation with the real estate branch of Haizhou Group." Wei Ming nodded and bowed as he ran to Ning Jiayang and handed her his business card with both hands. He was completely different from the way he was in the dean's office just now. Chapter 29. I want to sit in the passenger seat and look at my legs. Ning Jiayang did not reach out to take the business card that Wei Ming handed over. Being able to sit in the position of assistant to the chairman is not just based on one's face. "Guangming Construction, I understand. I will contact Haizhou Real Estate and terminate all cooperation with Guangming Construction." Ning Jiayang was too lazy to look at Wei Ming. She walked directly to the Rolls-Royce and opened the door for Qin Feng. Ning Jiayan's words made Wei Ming stand there in shock as if he had been electrocuted, and he even forgot to speak. Qin Feng, on the other hand, looked at Ning Jiayang with some surprise. This ability to read people's expressions was something that not everyone could match. As Ning Jiayang opened the car door, Qin Feng glanced inside the car. It was luxurious, but the problem was that there was no one in the car. "Are you also a part-time driver?" Qin Feng pointed to the empty driver's seat and said. "Before I understand Mr. Qin's preferences in hiring people, I dare not arrange people around Mr. Qin without authorization," Ning Jiayang said expressionlessly. "It's rare that you didn't investigate me. I will only try to understand you instead of investigating you." Ning Jiayang has a high emotional intelligence. He knows how to get along with leaders. Investigation will only make Qin Feng feel bored. Qin Feng became more and more satisfied with Ning Jiayang, and then he said, "Then I'll sit in the passenger seat." "Why?" Ning Jiayang blurted out. "Doesn't he the boss always sit in the back seat? The co-pilot seat is usually the guide or secretary. Look at those beautiful legs in black stockings." Qin Feng grinned. "Sit in the back and enjoy the view. Instead of looking at this perfect pair of legs in black stockings, look at the scenery." Qin Feng is not at that level. After hearing Qin Feng's answer, Ning Jiayan's delicate body stiffened. The atmosphere was a bit awkward. Coincidentally, He Yongxing came trotting out of the orphanage with Qin Feng's bank card. "Xiao Qin, there really is 20 million in this card." He Yongxing was so excited that even his steps seemed much lighter. "Thank you for your contribution to the welfare cause. I will definitely apply to the higher authorities to leave a commendation wall for you in the orphanage." He Yongxing ran to Qin Feng panting, and handed the card to Qin Feng with both hands. His cloudy old eyes were already covered with a layer of mist. He didn't believe that there were 20 million in the card, but the orphanage was so short of money. After Qin Feng left, he swiped the card as if possessed by a ghost. As a result, 20 million really came out. "Old Dean, my donation must be kept confidential. I'm still studying and don't want to get into any unnecessary trouble because of this matter." Qin Feng put away the bank card and said to He Yongxing in a serious tone. If the fact that Qin Feng donated 20 million yuan was exposed, it would definitely attract the attention of reporters, and he would even be dragged out by some keyboard warriors and sour people to whip him. Qin Feng doesn't know what it means to be patient. Once there are trolls, Qin Feng will definitely take the lead to fight back. Facing such a terrifying keyboard warrior, Qin Feng really has no chance of winning. After all, even the lovely and respectable Mr. Yuan has people criticizing him, so is there anything that keyboard warriors can't do? So, just don't expose it to avoid getting yourself into trouble. "I understand." He Yongxing bowed deeply to Qin Feng and said with a little shame, "Thank you on behalf of all the children." "No, I can't bear it." Qin Feng quickly helped the old dean up, "Then I'll leave first. I won't waste your time." He Yongxing waved to Qin Feng, then turned and walked into the orphanage. It can be seen that He Yongxing seemed to be 10 years younger, and even his steps were much lighter. Wei Ming on the side was dumbfounded. He never thought that Qin Feng really donated 20 million. Chapter 30. Ning Jiayang in a state of dismay. "You?" Wei Ming pointed at Qin Feng and shouted for a long time. He really didn't know what to say. In desperation, he had to shout out the standard slogan, "Who are you?" I'm your father. Qin Feng opened the door of the co-pilot of the Rolls-Royce and sprayed Wei Ming in the face. Ning Jiaoyang was speechless. She had no idea about the temper of the new chairman. The first meeting was arranged in an orphanage, and he donated 20 million to the orphanage. He also beat people up, was a bit lecherous, seemed to be a bit scumbag, and had a bad temper. Most importantly, he was so handsome. Ning Jiaoyang lost consciousness for the first time because of someone. After coming to his senses, Ning Jiaoyang changed into flat shoes, sat in the driver's seat, handed the folder to Qin Feng with both hands, and then started the car. Seeing the car start, Wei Ming knelt on the ground without saying a word. Dad. Don't ban Guangming building. Get lost. Qin Feng didn't bother to pay attention to him. The Rolls-Royce roared like a beast and drove away from the Love Orphanage, leaving only the desperate Wei Ming. Ning Jiaoyang's driving skills were pretty good, at least she drove very steadily. And Qin Feng really fulfilled his promise, looking at the documents while looking at the black silk legs. Being stared at so unscrupulously by Qin Feng, even the iceberg queen felt uncomfortable. Mr. Qin, the company's performance in recent years, the fields and industries involved, and the backbone personnel of important departments are all recorded in the materials. Ning Jiaoyang deliberately led the topic to the documents. I'm looking. Qin Feng glanced at the pair of almost perfect black silk legs and said calmly, there are financial problems. Some funds have been falsified. The actual income for the whole year of the previous year should be 0.5% more than what I saw. In other words, this money flowed into other people's pockets. Squeak. A sharp brake sound suddenly sounded, and Qin Feng's body rushed forward suddenly without warning. Fortunately, the phantom space was large enough, so Qin Feng didn't hit his head. Are you crazy? Qin Feng looked at Ning Jiaoyang in confusion. The pretty face of this iceberg queen turned red, and her expression was stiff. It can be seen that her emotions seemed to be out of control. Mr. Qin. Ning Jiaoyang turned her head stiffly, her beautiful eyes full of horror. Are you a genius? Finally, Ning Jiaoyang still chose to use genius to describe Qin Feng. Are you talking about the false accounts? Qin Feng curled his lips in disapproval. It was 0.3% less last year. It seems that these guys have restrained a lot. Oh. Ning Jiaoyang moved her throat with great difficulty, looking at Qin Feng as if he was looking at a monster. At this moment, she was really a little lost. Is he a genius? Or is he talking nonsense? This is the voice in Ning Jiaoyang's heart. Just at this moment, Qin Feng's prestige rang. It was sent by Yue. Sorry, Qin Feng, I made you laugh. By the way, there's something I forgot to tell you. It's all because of that evil-minded Wei Ming. 3 days later, our high school classmates will have a reunion. No one can contact you. I happened to meet you today. At 6 o'clock in the evening, at the Haitian Hotel in Haizhou District. I heard that the school beauty in our class specifically asked for you to go. Will you go? After reading Yue's prestige, Qin Feng couldn't help but sneer and responded, I will go. School beauty? In Qin Feng's memory, the dog also chased a school beauty for 3 years in high school. It seems that this school beauty still wants to find a sense of superiority? Then let's meet in reality. Chapter 31 The Top Villa Area. Qin Feng didn't know that because of the invitation of the school beauty, he agreed to the class reunion at once, which made Yue inexplicably sad for a while. Of course, Qin Feng had no time to think about Yue now, because he had just replied to Yue's message, and Chen Dong's message also came. Chen Dong sent a voice message, and Qin Feng did not adjust the receiver mode, and directly played it out. Qin Xiaoyu, the 480,000 Mar family spit out your money, it's here with me. The Mar family collapsed, and the father and daughter heard that they left their hometown overnight and disappeared completely. The Mar family's shop is gone, and I have benefited from Qin Xiaoyu's help and bought a lot of treasures at super low prices. Qin Xiaoyu, please help me judge. After Chen Dong's voice was played, Qin Feng didn't care, but Ning Jiaoyang blinked her beautiful eyes, and her eyes kept wandering between Qin Feng's face and his mobile phone. Send it to me. Qin Feng replied to Chen Dong with a voice message, and then Chen Dong sent 5 short videos. 5 antiques were presented in front of Qin Feng from different angles. For these things, Qin Feng only needed to glance at them to get all the information. In less than 5 minutes, Qin Feng sent all the information about the 5 antiques to Chen Dong. This time, Chen Dong transferred 3.5 million yuan in reward to Qin Feng, plus 480,000 yuan in return. After receiving the bank's receipt reminder, Qin Feng couldn't help but laugh. I just donated all the money, and I just have no money to spend. Mr. Qin, do you usually donate the entire amount in your card? Ning Jiaoyang was shocked. I donate completely based on my mood, because money doesn't mean much to me. I can be rich in a blink of an eye, and that's without any shares in Haizhou Group and without relying on Haizhou Group. Qin Feng's answer made Ning Jiaoyang feel like she didn't want to bother with him anymore. But driven by curiosity, Ning Jiaoyang still asked again, Mr. Qin, do you know antiques? I am the future leader of the antique industry. The revitalization of Longguo's antique industry depends on me. Ning Jiaoyang took a few breaths and suppressed the urge to hit someone. When she looked at Qin Feng again, she found that Qin Feng was staring at her chest that was constantly rising and falling. For no reason, Ning Jiaoyang's pretty face turned red. Do you have any other questions? I can help you solve your doubts. Qin Feng stared at Ning Jiaoyang with a smirk. Ning Jiaoyang resisted the urge to kill this time and changed the subject again. Mr. Qin, do you want to go to your exclusive villa? I remember it's in Haizhou Juanfu, right? Yes, Haizhou Juanfu is an industry under Haizhou Group, the top villa area in Magic City. In order to enjoy the spectacular view of Huangjiang River in the best position, Haizhou Juanfu was built in Haizhou Huating community. It is a completely independent villa area with only 21 villas. Those who are qualified to live in it are all tycoons from all walks of life. What else is exclusive to me? Tell me all at once. Qin Feng knew about the villa. He was more curious now. What else is exclusive to him as the chairman? And this car is a special car assigned to Mr. Qin by the group. The Phantom worth more than 10 million is also okay as a car. In addition, if Mr. Qin needs anything, you can ask me directly, such as bodyguards. Bodyguard. Qin Feng shrugged and leaned on the large and comfortable handmade leather seat. Professional boxers are not good enough in front of me. You send me bodyguards. Are you asking me to protect them? Ning Jiaoyang was speechless. For the first time, she had an impulse not to say a word to someone. Chapter 32 Bear Child. Why don't you talk? Qin Feng asked curiously. My throat is a little uncomfortable. That's okay. I ask you to answer. You can say it word by word. Qin Feng said with a sly smile, do you have a boyfriend? Don't want to answer. Along the way, Ning Jiaoyang really didn't say a word to Qin Feng again until the Rolls-Royce drove into Haizhou Huating and parked outside the gate of Haizhou Juanfu community. Ning Jiaoyang spoke. Mr. Qin, wait a moment. I'll go to the property management to get the key and go through the check-in procedures. Your throat seems fine. Ning Jiaoyang almost ran away and ran to the property management. Looking at Ning Jiaoyang's graceful back as she fled, Qin Feng laughed, opened the car door and got out of the car. He did not go directly into the Haizhou Juanfu, because he had not yet registered with the property management, so he could not enter. With nothing to do, Qin Feng simply wandered around the Haizhou Huating community. Haizhou Huating is one of the high-end communities in the Magic City, with a very high greening rate, and the supporting facilities in the community are extremely comprehensive and have everything you need. Lighting a cigarette casually, Qin Feng walked leisurely on the corridor filled with the scent of fragrant grass. Not far away, a girl with a slender back, wearing a pleated short skirt, revealing 2 long white legs, black hair tied into a ponytail, and a face value of nearly 80 points attracted Qin Feng's attention. The girl was tidying up the trunk of an Audi A4, with several large bags of snacks piled at her feet. It happened that a middle-aged woman and a 10-year-old boy holding a hollow stainless steel pipe that he had picked up from somewhere passed by the girl one after another, but the boy kept staring at the snacks at the girl's feet, going back and forth several times. Finally, the boy couldn't help it and reached out to take the snacks in the bag. Little boy, what are you doing? The girl was not angry, but instinctively stopped the boy's behavior. The boy retracted his hand and snorted, while the middle-aged woman stood by without saying anything. The girl didn't care and continued to tidy up the trunk, but at this moment, the boy swung the hollow pipe in his hand and hit the girl's bright and white calf. Ouch! The girl cried out in pain, but she said to the middle-aged woman politely, Auntie, take care of your child. The middle-aged woman rolled her eyes and had no intention of apologizing. Instead, she said impatiently, "You are so old, and you are still arguing with a child. If a child hits someone, shouldn't the parents educate or apologize? Why does it seem that the girl is the one who did something wrong?" The girl didn't think of a rebuttal for a while, and she was aggrieved and stunned. "I am very upset when I see such a naughty child and a naughty parent." Qin Feng crushed the cigarette but directly, walked quickly to the girl, and stared at the child with a wicked smile. "Little friend, why did you hit her? She didn't let me eat snacks, so she deserved to be beaten." The little boy seemed to be saying something that was natural. "Then I know." Qin Feng shrugged with a smile, then raised his head, looked at the middle-aged woman, and slapped her without warning. Snap! A crisp sound suddenly rang out, and the middle-aged woman fell to the ground after being slapped by Qin Feng, and her cheeks swelled up instantly. After a brief moment of shock, the middle-aged woman immediately got up from the ground, pointed at Qin Feng and shouted unyieldingly, "Why did you hit me?" Chapter 33, Give back as you would have done to someone. "Auntie, you are so much older than me. How can you be so rude to a child like me?" Qin Feng smiled harmlessly and returned the middle-aged woman's words to her. The girl standing beside Qin Feng was completely conquered by his handsome appearance and sense of justice. She looked at Qin Feng with stars in her eyes. "You?" The middle-aged woman was speechless for a while, pointing at Qin Feng and not saying anything for a long time. After holding it in for a long time, she said, "No, I feel dizzy. I want to go to the hospital for a checkup." "Okay, her leg is also seriously injured. Let's go together." Qin Feng pointed at the girl's calf, which had already turned blue, and said calmly, "You?" The middle-aged woman was speechless for a while, pointing at Qin Feng and not saying anything for a long time. After holding it in for a long time, she said, "No, I feel dizzy. I want to go to the hospital for a checkup." "Okay, her leg is also seriously injured. Let's go together." Qin Feng pointed at the girl's calf, which had already turned blue, and said calmly, "My head is injured, maybe a concussion, her leg is just bruised, how can she compare with me?" The middle-aged woman started to make a scene. "No one could stop her, I can't solve this problem without 100,000 yuan. After that, the middle-aged woman sat down on the ground and started to cheat. "I tell you, you are not related to her, it's best not to meddle in other people's business, don't think I'm easy to bully." Qin Feng ignored the middle-aged woman, just tilted his head to look at the girl. "He is my boyfriend." The girl understood and hugged Qin Feng's arm intimately. At this moment, an unprecedented sense of security swept over the girl's body, which made her hug tighter, and the two D keys were squeezed and deformed. "What do you think of this relationship?" Qin Feng glanced at the middle-aged woman and said generously, "Go on with your story, don't talk about 100,000, I can pay you 200,000. Hearing Qin Feng's words, the girl's face immediately showed surprise, and the middle-aged woman was overjoyed. Qin Feng snatched the hollow tube from the child, held the middle of the hollow tube in his hand, pressed the hollow tube with his thumb, and slowly pressed down. Under Qin Feng's strong pressure, the hollow tube slowly bent at a speed visible to the naked eye. Instantly, whether it was the girl, the boy or the middle-aged woman, they all opened their mouths wide, staring at the hollow tube in Qin Feng's hand that was bent with shock. "I'll pay you 100,000 yuan, and then beat you up for another 100,000 yuan, how about that?" Qin Feng had a wicked smile on his lips, staring at the middle-aged woman with unkind eyes. "No need. No need." The middle-aged woman waved her hands in fear. If the hollow tube could be bent directly, it would at least be broken if it was beaten. The middle-aged woman was really scared, got up from the ground, and fled with the child. "I've done a good deed today, otherwise, your child will learn a bloody lesson when he goes out into society." Qin Feng curled his lips in the direction where the middle-aged woman disappeared, and said disdainfully, "Little brother, you are so handsome and righteous." The girl hugged Qin Feng's arm directly, and all the grievances she had before were released at this moment. "Thank you. Pretty soft." Qin Feng said seriously. "Oh." The girl realized her loss of composure at this moment, and quickly let go of Qin Feng. Her pretty face was like a ripe peach, almost dripping with water. "That, sir, do you believe in love at first sight?" The girl raised her head suddenly, and said to Qin Feng with a firm look, "Although I don't even know your name, my intuition tells me that you are a good person. I may regret missing you, So, are you willing to be my real boyfriend? I think we are not suitable. Qin Feng shook his head and said with a smile, actually, I am a scumbag. Chapter 34 God-level hacking technology. Before Qin Feng finished speaking, a voice interrupted him. Mr. Qin, the formalities are done. As soon as the voice fell, Ning Jiaoyang walked to Qin Feng and looked at Qin Feng and the girl curiously. Sorry to bother you. The girl lowered her head, picked up the snacks on the ground, and ran into a building in a hurry, and exclaimed in her heart, oh my god. It's Assistant Ning. Is he Assistant Ning's boyfriend? No one knows what the girl is thinking, but Ning Jiaoyang seems to really think Qin Feng is a scumbag. It seems that I showed up at the wrong time. Ning Jiaoyang rarely took the initiative to talk about topics other than work, but the look she gave Qin Feng was more or less contemptuous. Just right. Qin Feng snapped his fingers and turned around to the Rolls-Royce without caring, let's go. Ning Jiaoyang glanced at the direction where the girl disappeared strangely, and murmured, the little girl looks familiar, forget it, it must be a scumbag who is deceiving the little girl. Thinking of this, Ning Jiaoyang looked at Qin Feng with even more contempt. Qin Feng sat back in the car, and the system prompt sounded as expected. Ding! System judgment, rejection successful. Get B-level ability, God-level hacking technology. 3 million in cash. The host has the world's top hacking technology. The electronic sound rang, and Qin Feng's head immediately hurt, as if countless knowledge poured into his brain. The unbearable headache lasted only 3 seconds, and then Ning Jiaoyang also started the Rolls-Royce and drove into the gate of Haizhou Juanfu, which looked like a miniature version of the Arc de Triomphe of France. Entering Haizhou Juanfu, Qin Feng's sight changed again. In addition to the flat asphalt road, almost all of it was neatly trimmed lawns and green plants. An artificial lake reflected the sun's brilliance like a mirror. There were 7 European-style single-family villas scattered around the lake, outdoor swimming pools, gardens and green spaces, and everything else. The quiet bamboo forest on the left side of the artificial lake encloses 7 luxury villas of different sizes. The area on the right side, which is full of flowers of various colors, is like a sea of flowers and also includes 7 luxury houses. Haizhou Juanfu is a landmark high-end residential area in Magic City. There are only 21 villas, divided into lake garden, bamboo garden and flower garden. The minimum selling price per square meter is 229,800 yuan. Ning Jiaoyang introduced Qin Feng while parking the Rolls-Royce in front of a 3-story ancient European-style villa by the lake. This is Mr. Qin's Lake Garden No. 1 villa, with an independent underground parking lot, outdoor swimming pool and small garden. The villa has a construction area of 1,600 square meters and a market value of 380 million yuan. Qin Feng looked at the classical and magnificent top luxury house outside the car window and couldn't help laughing. I'm really not used to living in such a big house. In comparison, I prefer to live in the school dormitory. It was the first time that Ning Jiaoyang met someone who would rather live in the school dormitory than live in such a top luxury house. Wait, the school dormitory. Mr. Qin is still in school. Ning Jiaoyang could no longer suppress the shock in her heart. Her beautiful face collapsed instantly, replaced by astonishment that could not be described in words. You haven't investigated me at all. Qin Feng said with a teasing smile. I only saw Mr. Qin's name, phone number and photo. Ning Jiaoyang suppressed the shock in her heart and tried to slow down her tone, but at this moment, Ning Jiaoyang's phone rang. After taking a look at the words, Mr. Chen, displayed on the phone, Ning Jiaoyang did not answer the call immediately, but asked Qin Feng, it's Chen Lai, the second largest shareholder of Haizhou Group. It seems that he is not friendly. Chapter 35 Layout. Just because you don't investigate me doesn't mean others won't investigate me. At least, the shareholders of Haizhou Group must have investigated me and are ready to make a move. Qin Feng leaned back in his chair and said disapprovingly, answer it. Ning Jiaoyang nodded, answered the call, and turned on the speaker. This is a manifestation of Ning Jiaoyang's high emotional intelligence. She doesn't hide anything from her boss at work to avoid suspicion. Assistant Ning, have you received the new chairman? Chen Lai's teasing voice came from the phone, did you go to the school to pick him up? Boss Chen, if you have something to say, just say it. Ning Jiaoyang frowned. The shareholders decided to hold a board meeting temporarily. I wonder if this Chairman Qin, who hasn't graduated yet, has time to attend. After Chen Lai finished speaking, a chuckle came from the phone. Obviously, this group of shareholders were together. Ning Jiaoyang didn't answer Chen Lai immediately, but turned her head to look at Qin Feng. Seeing Qin Feng nod and raise two fingers, Ning Jiaoyang said, "The board of directors will be held at 2 p.m., and the chairman will attend in person." "That's good." Chen Lai hung up the phone with a chuckle. These shareholders want to force the emperor to abdicate through the board of directors. Why doesn't Mr. Qin delay for a while? Ning Jiaoyang said to Qin Feng very solemnly, "At the very least, we have to wait until Mr. Qin has established a firm foothold in the group and cultivated his own direct lineage before convening the board of directors. After all, Mr. Qin holds 51% of the shares, and they can't do anything to Mr. Qin. I usually take revenge on the spot, and at most a few days later. I can't wait for the tactics you mentioned." Qin Feng laughed evilly. "If they want to play, then I will play a big game with them." Ning Jiaoyang sighed secretly. In Ning Jiaoyang's mind, how could Qin Feng, a young man who had never graduated, fight against those old foxes? It is true that Qin Feng holds 51% of the group's shares, but these shares can only help Qin Feng not be kicked out of the position of chairman. If he really fights with the shareholders, to be honest, Ning Jiaoyang is not optimistic about Qin Feng. She has even seen the day when Qin Feng will be sidelined. "Go back to the group." Qin Feng waved his hand and couldn't help but glance at Ning Jiaoyang's black silk legs. Ning Jiaoyang was speechless about this, but she was even more pessimistic about Qin Feng. "Mr. Qin, don't you want to take a look at the house?" Ning Jiaoyang looked at the exquisite watch and kindly reminded Qin Feng, "It's only 11 o'clock now. If you go back so early, you will be looked down upon by those shareholders. Who dares to chase me if I live in this kind of house?" Qin Feng pouted and thought to himself, "No, I won't live here for the time being anyway." Qin Feng glanced at the attractive black silk legs again, and smiled confidently. "As for them looking down on me, if I don't let them look down on me, how can they easily get into my game?" Ning Jiaoyang didn't say much, just shook her head secretly, and drove the Rolls-Royce out of Haizhou Juanfu and headed straight for Haizhou district. In the car, Qin Feng didn't take the initiative to chat with Ning Jiaoyang, but thought to himself, "I don't know if there is any knowledge about physics and electricity in the super-intelligent brain." The idea flashed through Qin Feng's mind, and the next moment, all kinds of top theories and knowledge about physics and electricity, like a flood, rushed into Qin Feng's mind like a flood. Chapter 36, Showing Off One's Power. Qin Feng covered his head, and in just a few seconds, the knowledge and theories he wanted were already clear in his mind. "Mr. Qin, what's wrong with you?" Ning Jiaoyang glanced at Qin Feng, who was covering his head with the corner of his eye, and couldn't help asking, "Do you think I look handsome in this pose?" Qin Feng, who was in a good mood, couldn't help teasing Ning Jiaoyang. "Pretend I didn't ask anything." Ning Jiaoyang took a deep breath and began to drive with full concentration. "Let's go to the largest electronic equipment center in Magic City first. I want to buy some things." Qin Feng leaned back comfortably on the seat again. Ning Jiaoyang learned her lesson this time. Without asking any more questions, she drove the Rolls-Royce directly to the Electronic City in Magic City. Soon, the Rolls-Royce stopped at the main entrance of the Electronic City, but Qin Feng didn't let Ning Jiaoyang get off the car, and walked into the Electronic City alone. About 20 minutes later, Qin Feng returned to the co-pilot seat of the Rolls-Royce with a big black bag and a smirk on his face. "Go to the group, and ask someone to prepare the information of the middle and senior management." Qin Feng snapped his fingers. "Okay." Ning Jiaoyang was still very serious about work. While calling the relevant personnel to prepare the information, he drove towards Haizhou building. At 12 o'clock noon, the Rolls-Royce drove into the dedicated parking space of Haizhou building. Ning Jiaoyang, who changed into high heels, walked into the back door of Haizhou building with Qin Feng at his request, and walked around before entering the chairman's special elevator. "Mr. Qin, this is your special elevator, which goes directly to the 128th floor." Ning Jiaoyang stood beside Qin Feng very professionally. "In addition, the information you need is ready." Qin Feng looked at the elevator, which was spacious and luxurious, with a large leather sofa in the middle, and a fruit plate and red wine on the coffee table. "The life of rich people is really boring and tasteless, and I have jumped into the fire pit." Qin Feng shook his head secretly and sat directly on the sofa. The elevator quickly rose to the 128th floor. When the elevator door opened, Qin Feng and Ning Jiaoyang walked out of the elevator one after another. Mr. Qin, there are offices, living rooms, small fitness centers and outdoor swimming pools here, as well as helicopter pads. The whole floor belongs to you. Ning Jiaoyang led Qin Feng to the chairman's office while introducing the basic information of the 128th floor to Qin Feng. Haizhou Building is located in the financial street of Shanghai. It is one of the landmark buildings in Haizhou district and even Shanghai. It represents an era and a huge business empire. Ning Jiaoyang led Qin Feng into an office not far from the elevator. The interior was simple and generous. Several huge bookcases almost filled half of the office. The bookcases were full of various materials and documents. This is my office. The information Mr. Qin wants is on the table. Ning Jiaoyang pointed to the folder that was half a meter high and talked about work with Qin Feng without any emotion. Call me at 2:30. Qin Feng sat down at Ning Jiaoyang's desk without hesitation and opened Ning Jiaoyang's computer and the black bag he brought. Ning Jiaoyang's beautiful eyes lit up. The agreed board of directors was held at 2 o'clock, but Qin Feng asked Ning Jiaoyang to call him at 2:30. This was to show off his power to the group of shareholders. Curious Ning Jiaoyang couldn't help but walk behind Qin Feng and looked at Qin Feng without saying a word. Qin Feng didn't care. He took out various electronic instruments from the big bag he brought, such as microscopic electronic eyes, electronic boards, copper wires, chips, small metal welders, etc. In a blink of an eye, Ning Jiaoyang's big desk was filled with the things Qin Feng brought. Chapter 37 The Big Show. The desk was messed up by Qin Feng. Ning Jiaoyang still didn't say anything, but the curiosity in her beautiful eyes became more and more intense. Putting on a special monocle, Qin Feng devoted himself to his experiment. At first, Qin Feng's welding, assembly, and wiring skills were still a bit awkward. But half an hour later, with the top coordination ability given by his perfect body and the perfect production plan provided by the super intelligent brain, Qin Feng's skills became more and more skilled and his movements became faster and faster. It's like a math problem. The super intelligent brain has already listed the solution process. Qin Feng just needs to copy it and write it out. Another hour passed, and when the time came to 1:30 p.m., Qin Feng finally finished the most important thing in this layout, a signal receiver the size of a button. Qin Feng turned around and looked at Ning Jiaoyang who was standing upright behind him with a smile. You can go sit on the sofa, you don't have to stand behind me all the time. Ning Jiaoyang didn't say anything and turned to the sofa. However, at the moment Ning Jiaoyang turned around, Qin Feng flicked the receiver in his hand directly to Ning Jiaoyang's slender waist, and the receiver stuck firmly to her suit jacket. Ning Jiaoyang sat on the sofa elegantly, a pair of black silk legs close together, slightly tilted to the side, a pair of beautiful eyes still staring at Qin Feng. Qin Feng shrugged and started typing away on the keyboard. After just 3 minutes, Qin Feng suddenly raised his head and smiled evilly at Ning Jiaoyang. Your other mobile phone number is 138. Your bank account number is 622. You live in Haizhou district. Qin Feng told Ning Jiaoyang some basic information like she knew her other mobile phone number and bank card number. When she heard her other mobile phone number and bank card number, her beautiful face immediately showed a shocked expression. Ning Jiaoyang stood up from the sofa and ran behind Qin Feng. At this time, the page on the computer monitor still showed her basic information. You? Ning Jiaoyang widened her beautiful eyes, extremely horrified, but she couldn't say the second word. I am the world's top hacker. As long as I put the receiver on you and detect the mobile phone signal, I can hack into your phone, including your basic information, prestige, penguin and all phone-related content. I can also follow your bank card number and hack into the Longwo Bank's network within 10 minutes to steal your password. Qin Feng seemed to be talking about a trivial matter. After speaking, Qin Feng raised his hand and touched Ning Jiaoyang's waist and took off the signal receiver. Well, it's very thin and perfect. 1 point more is not right, and 1 point less is too thin. The shocked Ning Jiaoyang immediately came back to her senses, her pretty face blushed and she took a step back. You take advantage of her? Stealing privacy. Ning Jiaoyang didn't know what to say, but just stared at the receiver in Qin Feng's hand. Is he a genius? Even novels wouldn't dare to write like that, right? Ning Jiaoyang was secretly shocked, but she said coldly, I don't allow you to pry into my privacy, this is. Don't get excited, I'm just testing whether my receiver is successful. Qin Feng waved his hand and interrupted Ning Xiaoyan's words. Find out the information of those shareholders and middle-level personnel of the group, the big show is about to begin.